Hey, there we go. We're live on Bob and Ham Show. I'm going to say NBC, but I don't want to do that. So, hey, here we are. We got a winner. We're going to be announcing a little bit later. We'll give you guys a few minutes to come on and see what's going on for our Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue giveaway.
Salvador.
And so we pulled two names. First name could not get a hold of anybody. And the second name we did get to somebody. So we're going to explain how that all worked. And we're going to let you know who it was that didn't get the first chance. Because not everybody gave us information to contact them. We ended up having, about 30 people?
Yeah, about 30, 35 people, yeah. So we have a good turnout, I thought. I don't know.
So pretty good. And we already see here a few people are going to let people know, what's going on. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. It's going to be a really fun event. Be something worthwhile checking out.
Right, Rex wanted to know if he won. He didn't.
Did we call you? Apparently not.
No.
I don't know. Did he even put in?
I didn't see his name. If he did, I don't know where he put it.
I don't think he's even been on the last few lives.
There's Julie and Jay Donnelly. Congratulations to whoever won.
Yep. So we're going to let you know in just a few minutes here. We'll let a few people get on.
Hi, Rick. How you doing?
See what's going on. And then we'll let you know who it was that won and who was the one that didn't make it. So
it's quite the story.
Yes, it was, because we were at Jack in the Box this morning. Well, first of all, it all started off really bad because we started out about 6 o'clock in the morning working on the shop because it's 111 freaking degrees here in Arizona today. And at least the humidity's down. It's about 18%, but it's still at 115 degrees. It's 115 degrees no matter where you're at. It's hot no matter what. So we work in the morning, usually till about 9 or 10 o'clock. And I have no track of time. We don't have a clock or nothing there. You got to look at your phones or whatever we're doing.
So I started getting texts. I got a phone call yet. I'm thinking, oh crap, we didn't pull the name.
What time is it? It's 9:30. Holy crap, get moving. So I did that quick short, told everybody in 30 minutes we would be calling out those winners and our winner and let them know that they did win. So we do appreciate everybody that did enter the contest.
Thank you very much.
Great to see people coming on. And it's always great because we're not paying for this. We actually have one of our sponsors are the ones that give us these things. And when we do events and stuff like that, we have done in the past, we've bought and stuff at like Sturgis, the first year we went, they had they've never done it since that. The last day of the rally, they had like 50% off of everything that they had. This year we forgot to go. We didn't go to the city to ask about anything free stuff.
No, we didn't.
Messed up because they gave us
they usually give us stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
They gave us cups last year. Yeah.
The $10 cups that you had to pay for. We had those to give away and
Neil's on.
We gave that away at our party that we had at the rally.
Our giveaway.
Yep. So that's last year. We will be announcing very soon
where we're going to
be staying at. We've already got it set up to where what we got to do is the person that's actually owns that campground is out of the country right now, and he'll be back
out of the state.
He'll be back soon, and next week he's going to call us and get it all set up, and we'll tell you what day we'll have our meet and greet there, and different events we can have there, and how many people. It could be anywhere from. It's going to be a smaller number. It could be anywhere from 4 to 6 people that have RVs that can stay there. They do have cabins, so you'll be able to, if you want to run a cabin or something. We're going to give you pretty much a good notice here. Next week will be good enough notice for you to get in, and if you want to get a cabin. The cabins are pretty reasonable. The campground is open. They open on Memorial Day and they go all the way to Labor Day. So it's a good chance if you want to get there early like we are. We're actually going to be pulling in there. We're estimating right now probably about the 24th?
June 24th.
That we're going to be pulling in this campground. Before that, we're actually, depending on how time goes and what's going on, we may even head out to Rapid City 2 weeks before that and kind of stay out there. Nice thing about doing it out there because we get a lot of the rides. You get Custer done. This is the first year ever that I've gone to Sturgis and we did not go to Custer State Park.
Nope, first time. Well, we got to the entrance.
Yeah, but we didn't get in the park. Well, we did get in the park because when you go up, you go up Needles Highway. That is the park. You're in the, but we didn't go through the actual loop, the animal loop. What do they call that? They don't call it animal
wildlife loop.
Yeah, that's it, wildlife loop. And so that we didn't get a chance to do that. So this would be the first year I'd never done that. This year was just kind of a mess just because of the buffalo chip. Things just did not go smoothly for us there. What we thought we were going to get all this great content for you guys. We're going to get all those bikini models up there every night to talk to you. We got one night out of them, but it just wasn't the way it was. They were supposed to be contacting us. Since we've left Sturgis, we met with them, talked to them. Rod wants to do everything in the world for us. He wants us to do it all, take care of it all, do it all. but apparently that's not going to happen. We haven't heard back from him yet. So we had to move on to our next choice of a campground to go to. We've been approached by several campgrounds over the last couple of years about sponsoring us to come out to the event. And we had somebody the other day that actually sent me an email. And they were actually talking about Topless Tuesday this year. We didn't go to Topless. Well, I'm not going to go into it all. But basically, they ended up bad-mouthing us. They ended up saying that we made money off of them, and we didn't give them any money. First of all, if anybody that's a YouTuber, unless they're taking all their commercials off, which you can, there's a box that you click and say, I do not want this monetized. You'll have no commercials on it. Or you can even pick it as a kid station, saying it's for 13 and under. You can't get any comments. You won't make any money on the channel. Those would be people that I would say that, hey, their YouTube channel is making some kind of money doing something. They could be selling headbands. They could be selling T-shirts. They could be selling products. You know, there's a lot of the guys out here pushing stuff all the time. They could have a sponsor, which we've had in the past. We've had sponsors that. So the whole idea about this is yes, we made money. But actually, my number one money-making video that we had last year was actually Willie's Tropical Chopper Show that we did the year before. So that would be 2021. And that is my biggest video money-making wise. They can't always look at views, but money-making wise, that's what I made the most money on. But when you look at things like this, we don't, like in Daytona, we went all the way down to Daytona for that whole month down there, and we made a whole whopping $1,200. Cost me $1,000 to get there in gas. Now we did get comped. We have a subscriber there that actually puts us on his property and lets us stay there for free. He doesn't want any money or anything from us. So we always thank him for that.
Charlie's gone.
Yeah, because Charlie was his buddy too.
Yeah.
He didn't get to see him last year, and he loved to go out there, and he had a little bitty dog, and he loved Charlie because Charlie's one of those guys that dogs that just came and sat with you. No matter who you were, he was everybody's friend.
As long as you petted him, he
would
wouldn't
never
leave your side.
And so in this case, we always want to I was going to do a video on this, and I still might do one on this that explains that nobody, just like I say, every venue that we go to and I put a video out, I'm making money on that. Now, it could be just pennies, which some of the videos I spend all day working on, and we make $5 off of it. And it's kind of sad, but that's part of YouTube. You don't know what the algorithms are going to be or how they're going to send it out. But the idea of what you get is you get the publicity that we give you. Like actually the one from last year that we did on Topless Tuesday actually got a lot of views too, but the people didn't watch it very long because of course you're not going to see any boobies on YouTube. You might see some covered up, but you ain't going to see none flopping out there because they'll take your channel away from you. They'll give you strikes and off you're gone. We just had one of our YouTube friends, Scotty. He just lost his channel last week. He got it pulled.
Because of his comments he made, which isn't right.
We don't really know for sure because we don't see what he's getting strikes for. You actually get a strike is what happens. You get 3 strikes, your ball game's gone and you're out and you lose everything. So you really have to watch. We've never gotten a strike. We've gotten some, the copyrighted music they try to say it. But most of the times in our case, we can always write them and tell them that, hey, that was filmed in a live position. That's what I said. A lot of people always say, why do you put that stupid music over stuff? Well, most of the time we're putting that stupid music over stuff because there's copy music that's being played. And if you watch Amzol Adam, he's actually gotten it within 5 seconds. He's gotten gigged on it. It just depends on if you're in the chorus where they really pick it up. Now, a lot of times, like we'll talk over stuff. Like when we're in front of Loud American and they got music playing, we can talk over it to where the computer can't pick it up. So the whole idea that what my talk was about was this gentleman thought that I should be giving him money and it wasn't fair that I was on his property filming something that I was going to make money on. Our son-in-law actually makes TV commercials in Los Angeles. Okay. So we asked him for a 15 to 30 second commercial. If he sends his crew out to film a half a day and he edits it all, what's he charge?
Between 15 and 30,000. Now that's just to film it and edit it. That's not to air it.
So once again, how much was that again?
Between $15,000 and $30,000.
Thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars, not chump change. So when people look at that, that's what they look at is when we come to an event, and just like if you just watch that great video, which to me it was great. The longest video I've ever put out was the one we just did on what you should do next year at the Sturgis motorcycle rally. If you're into anything about knowing about bike builders, learning to meet some of these people, hearing these people talk, it's worth it. And I think the cheapest breakfast was $50. Was it 50?
I think it was 50.
And they sit down front, it's like $300. But I mean, you can sit in the cheap seats in the back. You still get to mingle with all the people and stuff. To be able to meet people like Sugar Bear and the Arlen Ness, to meet their family, they're all there. Of course, Arlen Ness is gone. But to meet the rest of their family.
Corey Ness, I'm sure, was there.
Yeah, Corey was there. And so was his other brother was there too. They were both there. And just to meet some of these people, just like that Donnie Smith. You know, I've heard of him, but I really didn't know anything about him. Well, next year, I plan on going back, and next year she'll be with me to where I can spend more time checking all these people out, talking to them. Maybe we'll get more of them on. You know, we knew
interviews, personal interviews.
We knew Jay Allen. We already knew him, and that's how we got into this. Was he asked us? He said, "Would you guys please film?" He said, "No, he didn't say it that way." He said, "You guys are going to film me at the end.
I'm getting inducted in the Hall of Fame."
We're like, "You guys are going to be there, right?" Sure. And we're like, "I guess we'll give them a call." Well, we are pretty much. What's nice about Sturgis and a lot of the events we go to, and we always talk about Sturgis so much because we just walk into, as soon as we pick up the phone and we say, "Hey, this is Bob and Tam," they're like, "Oh, hi guys, how are you doing?" We've never even talked to her before, but she knows because we work with the city and we give out great information. So anybody that's really anybody knows who we are, especially when it comes to the businesses and things like that. And that's why we get the red carpet treatment when we show up at these events. And the head of the director of the museum actually stopped me and he goes, "Who are you?" And I had all my passes hanging on my neck. I said, "Well, I'm Bob. I'm with Bob and Tam." "Oh, you're Bob and Tam. Okay." So he knew who we were, but he didn't know. He doesn't watch our videos probably, but he knew
He's heard of us. Yeah. He didn't know who we were.
So the whole idea of this is just like that. When he talked to me, he says, "I would love it for you to do as much as you can on this. So we need to promote this more because the museum is a non-for-profit. They make all their money from donations. The Buffalo Chip for a couple of years, if it wouldn't have been for the Buffalo Chip giving them money, it would have went out of business. And so they really need a good draw of bringing money in. And this is one of the ways they make money is by having this big event. And they do all the stuff all over the years too. They sell stuff at the Mecum auction. They have 3 or 4 bikes there every year that we see that they sell because they're always getting new stuff in, old stuff in. People bring bikes we missed one. One of the guys that was up there talking, he had passed away. He wasn't there talking, but his family was. But they had one of his bikes, one of his Indian bikes had came into the museum. And we got there and was one freaking day late to film that.
Took it off yesterday.
And I didn't even do his video because it's 4 hours long. It starts at 8 o'clock and it's not over till noon. And you get breakfast. And it's a great breakfast. If you watch the video, you'll see the great food that's there. But I mean, if you know anything about motorcycles, you ought to know who the Hamsters are. And if you don't, look them up. Look up a Hamsters motorcycle. That's the way you got to put it. Because they'll send you little pictures of little hamsters running around. They are a very select group. Actually, one of the guys that was in the video there, he's actually the one that started the Hamster Club. And I think I don't know how many there is, but it's just a prestige. I would love to get into it, but I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get to the level that we could get in there. But I mean, they had a painter in there. If you watch the video and I showed you the picture of an engine, you could see it on a Harley. Well, he's the one that actually painted that. And he gave a poster away. I actually got a poster. I didn't get it signed, but I got a poster from they were giving away. But he actually has a store in Deadwood, which we didn't get a chance to go over there.
We've been by it.
Have we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I have. I do remember it sitting there. So next time we can go back and say, "Hey, we're Bob and Tam, and we're da-da." So hopefully that'll happen. But that's my whole point of this is why we do what we do is because we give people great information. And we don't. The first year we did this, we didn't ask for any compensation from anybody. Some of you join my Patreon channel and stuff like that and help us out. And some people will do stickers and stuff. And we appreciate all that help. We spent a lot of our money, our 401 money on our first 2 years of doing this. And then that's when we finally said, "Hey, we've got to get some people to start doing stuff for us." So then we started finding the campgrounds that stepped up for us because they realized that even like the Buffalo Chip, maybe we only had 10 people down there, but we had another 50 people there that had came there just because we were there. And they stopped.
And someone just asked. They said, "So would you not stay at Buffalo Chip now?"
Yes, we would stay there again.
Yes, we would.
But just not next year. We're not going there. I like the Buffalo Chip. I have no complaints about the Buffalo Chip. People say stupid stuff about them, and every campground's got ups and downs. Even the one we're going to go to, there's going to be. I'll be able to tell you one thing that they have that they can't control, but it's a problem. So other than that, but I mean, every campground you go to, there is no perfect one. No matter where you're at. So it just depends on where you go, where you're comfortable at. And we've stayed in a lot of the different campgrounds in town. We've stayed at the RV rig park up there at top of the hill, which we don't recommend that place. One, you're driving through subdivisions, it's big rocks, up
a hill.
It just isn't a lot of fun.
In the rain, I was wondering that. I really thought that in all this rain, how the bikes were getting up and down, because it's like a pretty straight up and downhill to get up there. It's right on top. It overlooks Jack Pine Gypsies. Their whole climb at the top, big rigs right at the top of that.
And so that's a place I don't recommend. We've stayed at the Sturgis RV Park. It was just right down
Very
there.
nice.
That's really nice.
Expensive.
People pay money to stay at the top. I like the bottom. I don't want to stay up there at the top. I don't know. I guess because you got the view. You can sit out there and you can watch everything going on. I mean, it's dark. You don't see nothing. It's not like the town's all lit up like a Christmas tree and you're watching Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom, it's all concrete. It's got little trees. You're right, but I loved it. It's a great park. We've stayed at Days End. It's very nice. My only complaint there is they have quarter showers you have to pay for. We normally take showers in the shower house. It just is more convenient for us instead of getting involved with the showers. Our shower's not bad. You can stand up in our shower. We have plenty of room. We could almost squeeze both of us in the shower. Couldn't get very clean, but we could get in there. But
we'd both get wet, but that'd be about it.
But this time we did. We took our shower most of the time in the RV. Up until the rally started, we were taking it at the shower house at the Buffalo Chip. So we've stayed at Days Inn. So it's pretty nice. I like Days Inn. No complaints other than the 25-cent showers. Their answer is because they stop everybody, which I guess this happens at other campgrounds too. People might just pull in instead of going downtown or going to the Civic Center and paying to get a shower pass. They go to these campgrounds and try to sneak in and take showers there or wash their clothes or whatever the hell they're doing. So that's what he said is why he does it. Because his isn't fenced in. You could just walk right across and get in there. So yes. So I can understand why he does it.
We're not saying tonight. Everybody keeps saying, so where are you going? Where are you going?
Not saying tonight.
It'll be after Labor Day because that's when we're going to call them back because they're not in town right now. Cece says, the only thing I thought was missing at kickstands was a pool or a swimming hole.
Yeah. And kickstands had some mud too. Hog Heaven was a big mudslide over there that we heard. Now we didn't go over there. We didn't go looking around a lot of campgrounds. We did through a Pappy Hoyle afterwards, and you could see mounds of the grass they had plowed into to get down to the lower level where it was more hard. So pretty much everybody, unless you stayed at, actually we heard, well, we also know Oak Ridge. Is it Oak Ridge? Elk Ridge.
No, Elk Ridge.
Elk Ridge. It's in
Spearfish
there. It's almost before you get into Spearfish. They have first of all, they're all concrete roads and all concrete driveways to park your trailer on. So no one there. We did stop by Kathmandu, and he told us that the county had been by right the day after the rain had stopped and said he was the only campground in the county, not saying the city, in the county that they have ran across that had no mud issues. And we did. We kind of drove through there. I got a little bit of video of it. I don't know if we put anything up or not on it. We just kind of stopped in there. I got a banner from him. And 83rd banner. And so there we did see, we know from Professional Monkey, he was over there on Thursday night before the rally ever started. And he said he's seen trucks sliding down the hill over there and stuff. So I'm going off of what he said, but I'm pretty much saying that anybody that had mud and for roads, dirt roads, mud roads, they turned into mud. There was no doubt about that. I don't think anybody was spared this year other than just a few campgrounds. I heard Days Inn was pretty good, but it ends up happening. It depends on their road because what happened at the Buffalo Chip is almost everybody pulls their trailer with a truck. A lot of people bring ATVs, UTVs. And so they are running up and down the roads with those things all afternoon. So if you get up to the Progressive 40 or you get over there behind Blue Sky, that gully there, it was just a mud hole. But people kept going down, in and out, in and out. And a lot of smart people actually took their motorcycles and parked them at the top of the hill. Because we pulled up one night and she's like, what'd you say?
I said, I don't see any people up here. Why are all these bikes up here? What is going on?
I said, it's mud.
They're parked up there instead of down in the mud. They were smart. I didn't think of that.
No,
but
I did because I got a motorcycle. I knew. Now where we were at, we were excellent. We had a little bit of mud. One of the guys at the very end, he had a mule. And he had drove it in and out. And when, those vehicles are a little lighter, they're going to slop in the mud a little bit more. We did take the truck out, but we were able to back it straight up and I was able to pull straight out. So I was right back on the asphalt road. So I didn't have any issues. Our friend Michael that showed up to help film a little bit of stuff there. It rained the whole time he was there. But he almost got stuck. He ended up parking it on this hill. And I'm like, you should have never parked there. And how his son had to get out and push. Yeah, or he would have.
And one fell in the mud.
Well, he would have been in the.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that was very amazing is the first day after the rain was gone, one whole day, it already started
by
drying
then.
up. By the second day, pretty much it was gone. It was very impressive how quickly, at least at the Buffalo Chip, how quickly things did. Now, some people were mad because they kept trailers for one day. They didn't let them roll in. They don't want to take any. Well, first of all, you don't take any responsibility anyway, because they tell you when you sign your contract, anything that happens to you on any of the properties, no matter where you're at, all the campgrounds pretty much have the same policy. Even if you get shot on somebody's campground, even if the owner shot you, you still can't sue them. They might go to jail, but you won't get able to sue them because you sign all that off. It's like going to a lot of these events like that. So the Buffalo Chip made an adjustment one day that they're like, that's it. No more RVs going down the hill. It just didn't happen. And that's one of the reasons we always say, get there early. Get there early. You know, especially with a lot of these campgrounds, kickstands, Days Inn, Kathmandu. I don't know about Hog Heaven. I don't know when they open up. Pappy Hoyle now, the Buffalo Chip. You can get there up to a week to 2 weeks before and have no issue getting in. So that might be just like us. That first week, do we have any rain?
Not a drop.
It was a little warm though. It was in the 90s, high 90s, but we had no rain at all.
The only place that I know that has a pool in Sturgis is Rush No More.
There's a lot of people have pools. Pappy Hoyle has a pool.
Oh yeah.
Steel Pony has a pool.
No, I guess.
I don't know if Days Inn's got a pool. Camp No Name has one. Yeah, they do.
Oh, I guess so.
When you go around the circle there, it's right there. The hot tub's inside the building.
Yeah.
So there's more of the people that have pools than you think they do.
Well, they thought kickstands had a pool. They said they didn't know why they thought they had a pool.
No.
But yeah, no. We would stay at Buffalo Chip again. They're the ones that wanted to know.
Yeah. So Buffalo Chip, I enjoyed my time at Buffalo Chip, but what happened with us is we really didn't do justice on our channel. We were promised all this stuff, and it never got delivered. So that's one of the reasons we got to get out of there for next year so I can get back to doing what we did 2 years ago. Because we want to get back to doing what we do is give you great information, get there. Now, this screwed up this year, too, because we went to Milwaukee. Milwaukee was crazy.
Yeah, that kind of messed us up,
And
too.
so we already got to Sturgis way late. Once again, we're going to be in Sturgis by June 24th, if not 2 weeks before that, because we want to be there. She wants to be there during the 4th of July because the last 2 years we were there. One year we got there late again, and that was when President Trump was there, and they had all the big giant fireworks and all that stuff, and she wanted to go to that, but we were somewhere else. And then last year, we didn't get there on time, and they had fireworks.
This year.
Yeah, this year they had.
We were there last year for 4th of July, and they didn't have it. They said no. The governor could have pulled her weight, but the Indians said no, and she said, okay.
Well, she said she was going to try to force it on them, and I guess she got it all taken care of, and now they're going to have 4th of July again. But I would love to go down there and watch the 4th of July, shoot over Mount Rushmore. I think that'd be really cool. And
email me your address.
So pretty exciting.
Find out where
So
I'm at.
that's kind of the rundown of some of the campgrounds. Now we've explored a lot of them. You know, Chris's campground that's out in Spearfish 2. That's another great one if you want some place that's got some trees, even with RVs. They've got some there. Because most places have shade when it comes to tent camping, but very few places have shade for RVs. Now, where did Neil stay? The early part, he stayed at...
Oh, Rush No More.
And he said they had some shady spots there. That guy would never let us drive through the property. Well, he wouldn't. It's his staff. So we kind of said, screw you, dude. We're not interested. We're not coming back. So we always tell him, because he said Neil wanted us to come over there and say, go down there and check it out. No, the guy calls us, give him his phone number. He calls us and says, hey, can you guys come by? That's great. We had another campground that offered us a free steak dinner during the time to give them they were going to give us an escort of their property. We called them. The daughter's like, I don't know who the heck you are. And we ain't giving nothing away free. So she finally found the email, sent it back to the guy and said, hey, we're here if you still want us to come by. Never contacted us back.
From him either.
No big deal. Don't really care.
No.
But they didn't get a personal thing at their campground. That's life in the big city.
We haven't announced that yet.
Right, so we have not announced the winner yet. We just
What
thought
about
tell you that's all it was going to be about. We're going to announce who the winner is. We're going to tell you about the poor sucker that didn't get it because he never contacted me back by the 10:15 time. So I had to go to the second person, which actually called us. So it worked out real good.
What about No Name Campground? We stayed there. They're the ones that do have a pool and a hot tub. So
Yes.
Ryder
Now,
Rocks
they
was
have a
looking
new
at there.
owner there now, so we don't know.
We stayed there before. It was the last.
They've had like a lot of these campgrounds, every 5 years, most of these campgrounds roll
So.
through new people. So it's not uncommon to go there and see somebody else is now managing it or somebody new has owned it. And just now we just found out another campground, which we'll talk about later. Not today, but next week or something, we'll talk about another campground that's got a brand new owner. And so just things just happen and people get tired of doing it. They've done their time, they've done their duty. And a lot of the people that have campgrounds do not live anywhere near big RV park. They tried to sell to us when we were there 3 or 4 years ago. Like, hey, you guys want to buy it?
Well, that's what I've always said. It's either you can either have dusty or muddy, your choice. And that's what he said last year, a year ago, 2022 was dusty. 2023 was muddy. They said, what will 2024 bring?
Snow. We haven't had snow in about 15 years there. We were there. I think it was the first trip we ever went to Sturgis. It got down to about 35 that night.
It was in 2010.
We got up and there was snow flurries. Now, none of it never accumulated, but we have been there and it snowed. And 3 years ago, what day did it snow on?
September 8th. And that's the day we were going to leave, but we ended up leaving September 1st.
Yeah, because I call her. I think I'm in the bathroom looking at my phone. And we got a friend that's in Rapid City. And he sent me a picture of the snow. It was deep in his front yard. I said, hey, what day were we going to leave? She goes, I think today. Today's what? September 8th. Yeah, we'd be pulling out now. I said, no, we wouldn't. Look at this phone. Goes, oh, okay. So, yeah.
And that's where we were in Rapid City.
Yeah.
I seen there was a pool at the campground.
Where?
Someone had a pool. I don't know. That's what Art said.
I seen someone. Pappy Hoyle's got a pool. That's probably the biggest pool is Pappy Hoyle. It's almost, I think it's probably the Olympic size pool.
It's that cold, huh? David Wilmot said that it's so cold at Rush No More that you could chill your beer. And I make all the side. Be respectful. They are Native Americans, not Indians. They wanted to know if Indians was going to have to change their name, Indian Motorcycles. I said, I doubt it.
Well, what ends up happening is, which is very funny, not really funny, but it's just a fact. We actually live here, one of our houses, our house here, and then we have a lot that's in Sturgis, but the house here we have the Mojave Indians. So if you go to any of their events that they have a rodeo and some other things there. And what's everything say when we go to the rodeo here?
Indian. They call it the India Casino. And they have Indian bread. They have Indian jewelry. They have everything says Indian. And they had the Indian powwow is what they had going on. And so our grandsons were coming out. And I said, we'll take him to that. That'll be kind of cool because they're all dressed up in their native, garb. And doing all this stuff and dancing and everything. And I thought they'd really enjoy that. So I said, we're going to go watch the Indians. And my daughter said, they're Native Americans. And I said,
ours are Indians. No matter what you say, they're Indians. That's the way it is. That's what they want to be called. You call them Native Americans, they're like,
no flies, but it's raining. That's true, Mitch.
That's right. We didn't have a lot of, there's flies before that, week before, they were killers.
And afterwards.
Yeah. But there wasn't any during the rain.
The manager at Rush No More is Matt. He's a great guy and outstanding campground, but it's spendy. That's where Neil stayed the first half.
Did you finally sign up for our place, Neil?
He was going to do.
Well, he's looking at 2 different places, so I don't know if he.
The place out by Devin was on, which is Wyatt's dad, and his birthday's coming up. I don't know if it was yesterday, today, or tomorrow.
Wyatt?
Yeah, Devin.
It must be tomorrow because I didn't see nothing on there saying happy birthday.
I saw it on there. It's coming up, so happy birthday, Devin.
Is it Devin's birthday or is it Wyatt's birthday?
Devin.
Oh.
Wyatt's is in May.
Oh.
What's your review on kickstands?
Kickstands, we have never stayed there. Now, they are one of the campgrounds that are open year-round. Joey, it's Joey and what's her name?
Kim.
They own it. They're actually from Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, one of them states. But Joey lives there year-round. So he's open all year round. I thought I've always kind of thought it would be neat to stay down in the valley down there where the dry camping and all that is, be back in the trees. But we talked to a couple people this year and they said, it sounds like cars are going to drive through your tent because you're right there at the highway. And I didn't think that the trees are behind you so that all that sound is hitting that tree and dumping right in you. So they said, if you wore earplugs, you'd probably be all right.
So Neil said he's looking at Bear Butte, but it's a long way from Piedmont. What were you going to tell Neil? You can go downtown and eat at the Vets Club. It's the same price, the same
And they'll
dinners.
be just as friendly too.
Yes.
And we'll be more friendly because there's a lot more of them there.
It's not as close probably as Piedmont to Socorro Station, but you don't have to drive all the way out to Piedmont. You could just go downtown.
That's right. And the Vet
Friendly.
Club is a great place too. If you go in there, they're always real friendly, and they always let us do lives from there. We've done a bunch of stuff there. They've always been more than hospitality for us. Yeah, we gave them some money a couple of years ago on one of our rides. We donated, I think, $400 something.
We wanted to do a Vets ride, but all we did is when we stopped to eat dinner at the Pasta Crow, which is no longer there. We took that money. We just passed a plate when we ate dinner, and then took all that money to them. So
give it to them.
Yes.
So.
Native American motorcycles? I don't know.
No, they're not going to change Indian.
No.
It's going to always be called Indian.
He said, thanks for the birthday wish. That was Devin. There's Danny. He's on. Are you back home yet? He's doing a loop around Yellowstone and all that. So he'd sent me some pictures. He stayed with us in our little group at Buffalo Chip.
And it just depends on where you want to stay. We always like to stay around the Sturgis area because we're covering most of those items. You know, it would be, I noticed one of the other YouTubers that we know, Prime Cut Pro, they must have stayed in Deadwood, and they had a lot. I just watched a video today, him and Austin documentary. They put a video out. It was a lot of Deadwood stuff. And I said, they must have definitely got their hotel this year in Deadwood is where they stayed, because they had a lot of good content that I wouldn't have had, because I don't go out after night driving my motorcycle on any of these back roads, these country roads, these back hills, anything like that. I'm not looking to have an animal kill me. By me hitting
either by us or by them.
Yeah. So no, I'm not looking. And the same reason we don't really ride around a lot at night anywhere we go. You know, like I said, we had a friend 2 years ago that hit a deer right in front of the high school there. And so you never know. You never know where the heck they're going to come out from, because they have a very big population of deer throughout the Black Hills area.
They do have dinners, but it must just be their regular menu, I guess, because we ate dinner there one night. He said they only do breakfast. They don't.
No, they do dinner. During the rally, they do dinner.
But they don't have like a special, like Wednesday night is pot roast and Thursday night is fried chicken. They don't do that. They just have a menu.
You go over to Uncle Louie's and have a great dinner.
There you go. And that's reasonable too.
Yeah. Or you can go see Joey. Joey, not Joey. Johnny. Johnny. He's probably watching. He doesn't make any comments. But he left early this year. He said he was going to stay about a week after the rally, and we went down to get something to eat, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Probably the place behind him.
Well, he said it whenever that place clears out, because that's where he stores his tent, in that shed that they built, or that building. I don't know. So anyway, got more people in. They got home today, Danny did. Absolutely, fans. How did your Daytona Beach letting us know how it was going all around? We planned our day rides around it. Sure must meant a ton of events at Sturgis, yes. And we were trying to do things different, and we need to go back to the way we used to do things. So that's
every year we've tried to do churches differently, because there's only so much stuff we can cover. And there's also things we haven't made it to, but I mean, some things, like if you want to go out to the 1880s town, that's going to take you all darn day to get out there and back. We always think about maybe stopping on the way in. Next year we'll be going the opposite way. We'll be coming from this way up to there, going back through Vegas and all that kind of stuff. So we won't have a chance to go by there. But what we've done in the past is we always went around a full day and showed you maybe 10 or 15 things we do in a day. Well, that's how people watch their videos. Well, then what happened was people will always ask me, when did you do that video on Moonshine Gulch? I have no freaking idea. Go watch the couple hundred videos. You might find it. I have no idea.
Well, we have to do the same thing you do. We have to scroll through until we figure out,
because I don't put there's not enough room to put all the titles of all the places we stop in there. So there's no way for me. So then last year I thought, let's just do something different. Let's do each day a town. Like, hey, we'll go do Black Hills Harley, and we'll spend all day there talking about the vendors. And so last year our videos didn't do as good as I thought they should have done. And I asked some of our subscribers, and they said, well, the problem is when you said Black Hills Harley, we'd already been there. So we didn't watch the video at all. Or the rest of the time, we always click on your video because we never know which of those 10 spots we might want to go check out today. If maybe all of them, or maybe just one, but they had to watch the whole freaking video to see which ones they wanted. So then this year, we found this out 2 years ago. We stayed at the Buffalo Chip in 2021. We used to go to the Buffalo Chip. Okay, we've been going to the Buffalo Chip. Well, we've been going to Sturgis for almost 20 years,
since 2010.
Off and on. And so we've been out to the Buffalo Chip about 2 or 3 times. And the farthest we ever got was the Big Engine Bar, had about one beer, got back on our bikes and rode away. had no idea that it is a Disneyland for adults. There's 11
Lots
freaking
of
bike
stuff going
shows.
on.
There's the Wall of Death that's free to see. They got all the free concerts that are up
Stunt
front.
shows going on.
Yeah, all the stuff that's going
Field of
on.
Flags.
One of the largest flag in South Dakota is hanging up there. There's just so much stuff. Then there's a museum back there, which I haven't even showed you guys that yet. That's free to go see. And so there's just all this great stuff that you can see at the Buffalo Chip that's freaking free. And then they got all this stuff that goes in. If you buy, let's say next year, blah, blah, blah is going to be playing there. And you bought a pass to go for that day. Well, you've got that pass for 24 hours. So you can show up noon during that day and going down to Bikini Beach and get involved with some of the contests they got going on down there and some of the other things. They got stuff out at Camp Zero, mini bike races and all this different stuff. And then when the concert comes, you do the concert, and you really don't have to leave till tomorrow around 11 or 12 o'clock again, because you get 24 hours to stay on the property. Now, you can't do 2 concerts. You can't show up at 5 or at 8 and say, I'm going to stay till 8 o'clock tomorrow night. No, you have to get out. Check in, check out time typically is what they normally would say most people would be. Get there afternoon, leave by noon. But it's a camping pass that you have. So you can actually bring a sleeping bag or a tent, and if you're going to watch a concert or a night or two of concerts, you can bring a tent and sleep. You don't have to leave, fight the traffic, getting out of there, all that kind of crazy stuff. So,
but you know what we did find out? The campground that was behind us, what was that called? Glen something. It's on that Alkaline Road. We saw people sitting out facing the Buffalo Chip, listening to the concerts over there.
But you couldn't see anything.
No, but you could hear it.
Yeah.
So, maybe Main Street to the Chip, but that's about it. Yeah, at nighttime. They're all talking about how they don't drive at night either. They do all their moving around mostly before dusk and after dawn. Yep. There are 101 people on and only 45 thumbs up. So give us a thumbs up if you're on. I got 104 up there, I see. I got rid of Facebook 8 years ago. Bad reputation. They're trying to find her on, I guess she's just on YouTube. Are you dry camping at kickstands is one price?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
So most campgrounds are that
stay.
way. Most campgrounds are like that. That if
you buy your wristband and you can dry camp.
The Buffalo Chip's that way. Kickstands is that way. And normally, like with kickstands, is typically they start out about $175. They've done it the last 2 years in a row. That if you book already, you can. I think they're taking reservations now. The other day, I seen Joey put up that he had 4 full hookups left and he was sold out. Wow. I don't know how many he had to start with, but I don't. They got a great place there. Now the food's always been pretty good, but this last time over there, the service was so freaking slow. It was ridiculous. We must have waited an hour for a hamburger. And what the heck did you eat?
No, we split it.
Oh.
We split a hamburger and French fries.
And it was over an hour. And it wasn't that crowded. We were out at the picnic tables on the side.
Charlie.
And there was only probably 10 people there. And there was a handful of
Well, when we sat out there wasn't anybody out there. So what's wrong?
So my back itches. And but they do have the bands there all the time, and they're all free. It doesn't matter if you got a wristband or not, that's free. What the wristband does is it gets you past that point to get into the campground. There's nothing else going on in the campground.
And the winner is Nicole. Hey, how you doing? Tam knows. He knows too. So how long we've been on? We've been on almost 40 minutes.
On the hour, we'll give it away. Nobody said nothing about your flag. Moved the plant around.
Oh, did you? Oh, you took my plant down. That's my dad's flag. He, when he passed away, they folded it up and they gave it to me because my mom was already gone, and I gave it to my grandma. So then when my grandma passed, then I got it back. So that's my dad's flag. Kickstands were shorthanded in the kitchen. You think?
Well, probably everybody was.
I could only imagine once the rally started, because this was a week before the rally. We went to see Bowling Alley Bob over there because they left. Yeah, this was a week before the rally.
Yeah, so it was before Thursday.
Thank you. Mine's just a plain one. What did yours say? He says they like our T-shirts. Yours says Milwaukee, I guess.
And so we don't know about our October trip. We haven't heard back from Harley Davidson yet. So at this moment, we may be pushing it back. We've been checking hotels, and most of them are a lot of, I guess because it's October and a lot of stuff along there. There's some Germans along there. There's Solvang and different places like that. And a couple of places actually told her it was going to be $150 more during the week of October.
So if September 30th, the price was like $109. I'm going to lose my voice again.
Drink.
And we were going to leave the 2nd. So the first night we were going to stay was in Morro Bay. So September 30th, the price was $109. October 2nd, 1st and 2nd, was like $256. And I'm like, I called him up and I said, what's the difference? It's not a weekend. It's like on a Monday. And she just laughed. It's October. What does that mean?
There's no trees changing up there. Most of them are pine trees, so they
Well,
don't change
the
colors.
only thing I can think of is when whale season starts up there, they get pricey.
Yeah.
So I don't know if whale season starts October 1st.
So we're now kind of thinking if Harley doesn't call us back, and we haven't heard from them in a week. So if they don't call us back, we're probably
I'm calling 2 different people.
We're going to kind of push it back, and we'll do it next spring. So we'll probably do it after we get back from Myrtle Beach, and we'll make some arrangements. And if Harley doesn't want to do the bike, which might be getting an Indian bike, and maybe getting that to ride up there. So we'll see what happens there. If not, we'll take our bike up and we'll still do a ride, but we're probably looking at, when do you say Myrtle Beach is over?
I don't know. It's like the middle of May. So if we'd have to come back and hit the road, because we'd want to do it before Memorial Day.
Yeah. So that would be the scoop.
We'd have to,
if you're interested, if you want to start thinking about doing a ride on the coast of California, seeing the big redwoods and all that stuff. It looks like now we're probably going to push it back till after Myrtle Beach.
Unless we hear something this week.
I don't think we're going to. It's getting now closer and closer. And if you can't book rooms out far enough ahead, you can't get cheap enough rate. And so probably it just wasn't. Sometimes things just ain't meant to be. And maybe it wasn't meant for us. Maybe it was going to rain the whole freaking month of October. And
maybe
we'd be riding in the rain. So still could rain in May, but maybe not.
May 12th is when that's over. So but we'll be coming back to 40.
Yeah, so it takes us 4 or 5 days.
But I would like to go up to Kansas.
Sorry. Not going to happen.
Oh, you can just drop me off and I'll fly home.
You a long walk from the highway.
Yes, Maria did have emergency surgery. So our prayers go out to Eli and Maria. And she's doing well. I texted him tonight and she's talking a little bit more and she's doing good.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about her medical issues. We know a lot about them, but we won't talk about it.
But she's
she's had some issues here for a while. I guess she was in the States and they couldn't find nothing wrong with her. Gave a bunch of pain medicine. They went down to Mexico, started having troubles again. They went in and they took her to emergency surgery. And so far, Eli thinks everything's going really good. He's very positive, and so that's all we know at the moment. So prayers out to
Eli and Maria.
Yep, for hopefully get it going and get it back to healthy, because they got a lot of business to do. They got a lot of rallies going on.
Lemonade check presentation is on Saturday, September 23rd at Rally Point, 7 a.m. 7 p.m., not a.m.
So if you're in Sturgis during that time, go on down there on Harley Davidson Drive and Main Street. And that's where Harley Davidson Square is at. And you can see the presentation of the check that Devin will give away.
Wyatt will.
Yeah, Devin and Wyatt will give it away. Wyatt will probably give the check. Devin will be standing on the side, taking pictures.
Yep.
Facebook.
Prayers, yep. If you don't know who Marie and Eli is, that's
Mexi Philly.
Yes.
Also, Marie's bandanas is who they are.
Yeah.
So a lot of you know who they are. You see them out there, pretty much all the rallies and stuff like that.
All the rallies.
Yeah.
They go 10 times more than we do.
Yeah. But they got a business.
Oh, yeah.
And it gives them a time to be there.
15,700 is what they're up to right now.
There you go. Oh, he's also collecting license plates now.
Yeah.
So if you got a motorcycle plate from a state that expired, we got to go look for ours. She thinks I should have a California, and Arizona, and a Nevada one. So I'm going to have to look. I don't know if we kept those or where they went. I don't know where they're at. I looked out there a while ago. I seen car plates, but I didn't see any motorcycle plates.
Yeah, because I don't know where they are. Because we did that when you got your bike, it had California plates on it. And then we had it registered first in Nevada. And then we had it registered in Arizona. So
it should be somewhere. I'll have to look. So if you do, you can send them out there to them, and they are going to make a big wall and hang all the license plates on. I have to put them the billboard up and hang all the plates on. 50
probably
states.
so. All 50 states.
So that'd be kind of neat. And I have to get Neil to bring one from Alaska. So I put on somebody's bike. Take it down there and give it to.
Or get a personalized plate and take the one you have on there and take it to him. That's his address. There's Wyatt's address if you want to send him a license plate. So there you go.
So it's right there. Send it to them. So, the next 2 rallies we've got is going to wrap up our year of rallies, which we're going to be doing Ocean City. We're actually going to sit down with the promoter on Monday, and we'll find out if they're going to come on or if they're just going to give us a bunch of great information. We'll be passing that on. And then the following week, we should be getting a hold of the promoters for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, and they'll give us a rundown of what's going on there before we get there. So lots and lots and lots of excitement going to be coming the next couple of weeks. The shop's coming along pretty good. If you looked on Facebook,
almost done.
The office is done. Got to do a little modification on the slide doors, but other than that, it's all done inside. We had the air conditioner. We were in there sitting today and enjoying the air. It's 115 degrees. I didn't feel like leaving it on all day and just to do a live from there. Maybe next weekend, Labor Day weekend, maybe we'll do one from there on Sunday if you guys are anybody's around. Maybe we'll do one from the shop then. But it's pretty good. We're waiting on. I don't have nothing on the walls yet. We are waiting for. I ordered a whole bunch of really cool canvas prints that I took from Sturgis this year. That we actually won from Milwaukee. Got a picture of her and Willie. We're going to hang on the wall. Willie G. And I have that one hanging on the wall. She wanted to know if I did me and Huggy Bear. No, Sugar Bear. Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. And so I didn't put my picture on, but I took a lot of really cool ones. My one in front of my bike in front of the old factory. That's the biggest one I've got. But the idea is we got an echo in there. So I want to put those pictures on the wall because when you have canvas prints like we have here, we have a lot of canvas prints in here too. That I like canvas prints. And it's pictures that I take. Not this one's not, but the one over here is. I took.
Those two aren't.
Yeah, I guess they're not. And most of the ones I take. And I took the one that's out in the other shop. That Harley sign.
You made it. I don't think you took those pictures.
I think I did. And so all these pictures I took, we got all these canvas prints. So we got to put them in the room and try to get the echo out of it. And I think I'm going to have, we got a hide-a-bed out here in a couch. I think we're going to have to drag that over there and set it up there too to help. We got a Harley Davidson rug coming. We'll put that in there. We got some foam pads. She builds ones you stand on, get from Harbor Freight. She bought a couple of those. So hopefully we'll get the echo out of there to where we'll have a pretty decent sound. But like I say, like the rug's coming from a slow boat from China, I think. I don't know, Japan or someplace.
Be here next month sometime.
It's supposed to be the end of August, so it should be here next week, I guess.
Next week is the 31st.
But the people that are doing the pictures are supposed to be here in America, and they still haven't even done anything with them.
They haven't said nothing yet, huh?
I looked at it again.
Billy Idol and Joan Jett will be performing at OC Bike Week this year. I know. I can't wait.
That's why we're trying to talk to the promoter. Get us our tickets. They're $95 plus $22 for processing
Michigan
fees.
motorcycle plates. Where would I send them? Right there is where you send your plates. That's to Wyatt's Lemonade, so you can send it to Wyatt.
Just Wyatt's Lemonade.
I guess Wyatt's Lemonade, and that's the address.
They probably get a lot of stuff that says Wyatt's Lemonade at their house.
You could probably just put Wyatt's Lemonade, Sturgis, South Dakota, and I bet they'd get it.
Yeah, they would. Because everybody that's there knows who he is. Yes. And he's there. A lot of the kids try to do the lemonade stand too, but he got in there at the right time. Great place, right there off the highway. This year was kind of screwed up because of the exits. It didn't really get open till the very end. We even had a tough time getting over there. We kind of talked to them ahead of time. They actually came on one of our lives in front of a lot of American there and stopped in for a few minutes telling everybody about it. But normally we give him a little bit more plug than we normally do. Normally did this year. And this year we didn't do as good a job as we should have done for him. And letting people know that he's out there. But the first year I think it was just overwhelming the first year because it was just exciting that he was out there. And if you've ever been there, he runs up to you. He's got your lemonade right away and he welcomes you there. And not really the bad news, the good, what you really don't realize, because most of us aren't from that area. You just assume he's a really nice kid. Well, which he is. But there's a whole lot of them out there like that. South Dakota, North Dakota, that area, the parents take real responsibility. Well, actually, our daughter just moved to Kansas and just found out that the boys they're in high school. And somebody said something to the teacher and she told them to shut up and sit down. And they all came from California. Well, that would be a major lawsuit and the lady would have been fired as a teacher. So yes, there is some good things going on in this world.
Hey, Cheryl, how you
just got to find the small towns that.
Has Ray been able to ride that new bike much? He's one that won the new bike, or got the new bike that was across from us at the Buffalo Chip. Remember, he bought it the day before, and they left.
I thought they were going to stay around a couple of days when they were going to ride it.
Huggy
Bear.
Yep. Just want to say congratulations to the 2 winners.
That's right. We're almost on the
There-
hour there, ain't it? No, there
No.
isn't 2 winners. There's only 1 winner.
No. Well,
First person didn't win.
it's 50. So you've got 10 minutes.
There you go.
Each.
I don't get worked up about stuff. It is what it is, and it happens when it happens. You might have all these people just hanging on, and as soon as we tell them, they all leave. Won't have anybody watching us anymore. So
He's stringing you along.
and well, we wanted them to come on. They said that
Writing it every day, she said.
There you go.
Raise, never give up. Come on. I'm back on the streets of Sturgis this past rally. I have new lemonade stand open and 2 young sisters ran it. There you go.
Which we have. We've seen different ones as we've been in Sturgis and stuff. And Wyatt just started off really good. He was very lucky when he started it. He picked that great year. I think it was 2020 when he started. And that was kind of everybody was wanting to get out. Everybody else had been closed. So I know when the first time we stopped there was a line of bikes. Back then he was just doing it in the driveway. And you had to park your bike on the side of the road.
And on a hill, which was not safe. And now they've got a nice place.
Which they got it all fixed up.
Yep.
So it's a whole lot better. But I mean, I remember that 2020. We got video from that. So we've been following Wyatt ever since the day he started it all.
Right, Eric says, what? Wait, Bob says he doesn't get worked up about stuff?
Nope.
Never. Ask him how many times he put up the barn doors today.
Don't buy, which I complained today at Home Depot. I bought these doors from there. They came from China.
Well, first off, let me tell you, they come in a box. You have to put the barn doors together. They're just slats of wood. So that's...
It was tongue and groove.
But
That wasn't
still,
that big a deal.
I know, but
then they give you this bar because we got a double door that you got to put together with this little piece of metal with 2 screws on each end. Now they didn't put the 2 screws up and down; they put them long ways. So it's like when you get it up there, it's all like it's loosey goosey, and it's just a mess. And it's like I should have, but today I couldn't have got nobody to weld it. And I don't have my 50 amp plug hooked up. I got the 30 amp plug hooked up today, but I didn't hook the 50 amp yet because I want to put a door there to get behind the wall, and I haven't done that yet. So my 50 amp wire is just kind of hanging there, and I'm not gonna.
That's all loosey goosey too.
Yeah, you wound it all up. So when we got to Home Depot today, we returned some junk, and I'm like, those doors you guys sell. The number one problem was all the measurements were in metric millimeters. Go out of your shop. Go out in your garage, go in your drawer, and pull out your ruler or your
measuring tape,
whatever you might have. They don't put metric on anything anymore.
So I spent a whole day looking for a yardstick or something with metric on one
One
side.
guy wanted what you want to charge $25 or $50 for a tape measure that it was
Yeah.
metric. So
And
she bought a yardstick for $2.
And I said, oh, I'm not paying that. And then they found something else, and it was like $50. And I said, no. I said, remember how they used to have the yardsticks? One side was inches, you flipped it over. And so I walked around the corner. I said, like this, and I turned it over. I said, there, $1.59. This is what I'm looking for.
So then, because what they did is they gave it to you in inches, and it was like,
no, it said metric.
Well, it was inches too, but it said like 1 inch and 9/18. I'm like, what the hell is 9/18? I have no idea. And I'm trying to go. I'm trying to go in.
Inch, right?
Well, whatever it came up to, it wasn't something. So I'm going in my phone trying to see what that would calculate out to be. It wasn't a 1/4 inch. It wasn't a 16th. It wasn't a 32nd. It was like 18. What the hell's that 18 going to fit in there at? So nothing would do it. So I went up there and I kind of calculated where I thought it would be. Well, then the doors were about this high off. And so today I remeasured it.
Millimeters, not meters. It's in not even centimeters, in millimeters.
Yeah.
It's like.
So in the ruler is centimeters. So you got to count, you got to go all the way across to get it, which is the TV. I hooked up the TV in there, and the mount's the same way. It's 400 millimeters. What they just say it
would be 40 centimeters.
Yeah.
Or 4 meters.
No, it would be meters. Meters is that'd be a meters is
it's
just
by
less,
tens. I know it's all by tens.
But yes,
just won't fit.
The bad news is a lot of this crap is still coming from China, and unless you're Chinese and you got a ruler or whatever the hell they got. So I measured it. Once I got the ruler, I remeasured it, and I had the line on there. So we put it all back together today, put it on the line they said to put it on, and the doors are dragging. I can't get the door to move. So then we have to pull it all down again. There's like 8 bolts going across, holding this rail up, and fought with it. We now have them working, but the door has a gap in it. So what I'm going to end up having to do now is pull off the one door. I'm going to have to ream it, make some slots in it so I can adjust the hinge to bring that one up a little bit.
It needs to go. The bottom needs to go toward the other door because it touches at the top.
No, but if you just bring, so the door is leaning, if you just bring it up, it's going to straighten the bottom out because the bottom is touching there. I'm just telling you the way it's going to work.
Yeah, well.
She's not mechanically inclined.
Well, no, because I asked him, I said, if you move this thing, will that bring it closer? That won't work. Now that's what you're going to do.
Oh, you'd move it the wrong way. Which way would you move it? Up or down?
I would have to figure it out. I'm so glad Bob doesn't get worked up about stuff. That's why I love your channel. The glass is half full or half empty. See, I always say half full. He says half empty. Half inch meters, 36.9. I know remember when we were in high school? Is that when they were trying to push it?
It was in middle school.
They were really trying to push the metric.
They were telling us in 5 or 10 years, everybody would have to use metric. Actually, it really wasn't that bad because everything went by tens. You really didn't have to worry about a 16th because I really wasn't much of a ruler guy until I got into, I was an auto mechanic. I actually had a pipe bender for a long time. And so I had to learn the ruler to where.
Standard, isn't it standard?
What?
Our measuring system, or it's English, standard.
No, it's standard.
Standard English? I don't know.
It's like gallons and all that kind of stuff.
Well, because what is it? Inch supposed to be the end of your thumb, and a foot is from your here to here, and a yard is from your nose to your fingertip.
Depending on how you're built.
Yes, but that's Doghouse Bob. United States customary units. I don't know. It's called imperial. There you go. Mr. Smarty Pants, right or X?
There you go. He probably Googled it.
He probably knows it. 57 minutes. You got 3 minutes left.
There you go.
American. Standard American English. I don't know. Right or X says, did I win?
So, yes, Neil, you have to get on a freaking plane and fly all the way down here to Springfield, Missouri, and go over there and rent a bike. And I don't know where the hell you'd even rent. You should have to rent a bike probably from Springfield, Missouri. I don't know if there's any place down there to rent bikes.
I don't know.
Because I don't think the dealer does. The dealer might. I don't know. He's giving us a used bike, which is fine because he said his new bike.
He was going to give us a new one, but it didn't have a tour pack.
Yeah, it only had the 2 saddlebags. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if it's new or not. I just need transportation so we can haul the equipment around and film everything. And I still got to figure out how I'm going to get everything down there yet. Just excitement.
We have to send a box with our coats, our rain gear, and our helmets.
Yeah.
To probably Jeff. He's not on tonight, I don't think. Every day is right. Okay, so that's it. What does he say? Multiple inches times 25.4 dead. I'll give you millimeters per meters. Inches divided by 25.4. I know. And we had to learn that. That was nuts.
And I really don't care anymore because we're not going to switch to it.
Okay.
Another thing the government was trying to jam down our throats.
Well, I still got the measuring cup from when we got married, and I have to hold it backwards because they wanted you to definitely use the metric system, not the cups and the half cups. So mine's still backwards. It's glass. So I should just break it and get a new one. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
It hasn't got broke.
I know.
When we first got married, she pretty much broke a glass every week.
My mom was worse than I was. That was a lot. Metric system makes way more sense. It's easier. Which it definitely is easier.
I could see the advantage of it, but to try to change something that we've already got used to where everything else is already like your gas tank in your car, it's already set up for gallons. So you'd have to calculate, if it's 13 gallons, okay, how many liters will I have to buy? And that's my question. Is gas going up where you're at? Our gas has jumped 30 cents in the last week.
I think it's because Labor Day weekend's coming up.
That's what we're thinking, but I don't know. We filled the diesel up, and that's one of the reasons we were going to go back to California, and I'm not just because it costs too much for gas. So we're staying here for Labor Day. We're not going anywhere.
I spent so much money with funerals and weddings in Sturgis, I couldn't go if I wanted to. All right. 59.39. We're counting down. You got 30 seconds.
I just better pull their name out because I'm not going to remember what those 2 names are. So we'll get ready to start here. So our official, so the person that we tried to contact that would not
We couldn't get a
respond
hold
to
of.
him. We tried to get a hold of him. His name is Jason. What's his last name?
Newberger.
She don't butcher their last name.
No.
So he didn't win. Sorry, dude. He didn't win. So what we ended up doing was pulling the second name, because I pulled them both. I pulled one, and then we had that name, and I said, let's go ahead and pull the second one in case, because I had that happen before, that the first person ends up saying I can't make it or whatever. I just put my name in, whatever. And so I pulled the second name, and the second name was Jody
Newberger.
Yeah. So we got a hold of her right away. So the guy in the front got screwed. He lost. Now, have you been following that? They are a married couple. How this happened, I have no idea. So I pulled the first name and I look at it. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea who this person is. So I lay it down. I'm like, let's just grab another one just as a backup. So I pull it out and it's her name. I'm like, holy crap, it's the same people. I said, apparently they
were meant to win.
Yeah, they were supposed to win. So they would not come on tonight. They're camera shy. So that's what the big story was. So it was really kind of shocking to us that I have never had anything like that. No. We even had to go back and look because I guess they watch. Seems like they're more on Facebook.
She was the very first person actually that responded, that actually made the first comment. So
and they both been off and on our Facebook pages and putting their names and stuff in. So everybody only got one entry. We didn't put anybody in their extra entries. So everybody's name was in there, and so we pulled them. And it ends up with the funny story is in Milwaukee.
We there was if you watched one of our videos when we were at Ukes out in
Harley Davidson.
Starts with a K. We were in Milwaukee out there, and he said, there was a little girl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so excited to meet you." And so I got her on camera and everything. That's their daughter. So he says, my daughter was so happy you put her on your channel. And I'm like, what? And then after I thought about it, because I went back, because I forgot to give her a sticker, and I wanted to give her a sticker and I couldn't find her. So now I have to
She came up to me first and going, hey, blah, 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 I want you guys. She was so excited, so excited. So then I said, well, Tam's around here someplace. I said, I'll see if I can find her. And so they were there during Adam Sandoval's, the ride he was going to go come in. I don't know if they were in line with the ride. I don't know. It was very congested there.
Yes.
So I went back and found her and said, hey, there's a little girl down here that really likes us. I said, go down, talk to her, give her a sticker and all that kind of stuff. So she went down there and talked to her.
So I got her on camera and stuff. And then I think I took a picture with her, and then I left and I was looking for him. And after I thought about it, I thought, oh, I forgot to give her a sticker. So I went back to look for her and I couldn't find her, but he put her on one of the videos and that was her daughter. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
That's kind of neat.
Yep.
So I had another link there to, so if we don't get them now, we will get them when they get there. They have to make a decision tomorrow because they do have an RV, but it's being worked on right now. They're actually from Wisconsin. They're a little bit north of
Milwaukee.
Yeah. So they're going to decide tomorrow which way they're going to go. If they're going to pull the trailer down with the bikes in it, or if they're just going to ride their bikes down there.
Well, they could probably pull their bikes if they have a truck.
Yeah.
Because he was just, the reason we couldn't get a hold of him was because he was up at their cabin, which was 4 hours away or something like that. So we couldn't get hold of him. I mean, we were looking on Facebook and they didn't have Messenger. And then I found him on Messenger. And then I found some of the relatives and I was trying to get a hold of them to say, they won. Can you get a hold of them?
That was two of them and they both had been there. We figured it'd be pretty easy. I think she's a nurse. She works in the hospital. She's a nurse, and she was actually at work. So she called us right when she got off work because it was already past the deadline. But since we pulled both of their names, I'm like, let's just give them a little bit more time and we'll see what we can stretch out. So
the prices are going up and down and everybody's saying a gas and stuff. So
we're not going down.
Wisconsin to Arkansas. There you go. Jason says, bam, bringing Wisconsin to Arkansas. There you go. That's the winner.
Yeah. And
so we thought that was just, it was ironic.
Was just kind of freaky that both names, because she pulled the thing up and I pulled the one name out and then she laid it back down. And
I shook it some more.
And she was just shaking it. I'm like, let's just go ahead and draw the second one now.
In case we don't get.
Yeah. So that way we'll have them both done and I won't have to go looking for somebody else. And so when I stuck my hand in there and I kind of dug around again in the bowl and I pulled it out and I'm like, holy crap. I thought maybe at first I didn't really I kind of seen the name. I didn't know if she had put two of the same people in, because they both started with J.
One was Jason and one was Jody.
Yeah. So I was kind of shocked about it.
Yeah.
And
that's where it was.
Yeah. So it was kind of a neat thing. And we finally got a hold of them. They're all excited. They're both going to come. And I don't know if they're going to bring their daughter or not, but maybe not. She probably has to go to school.
Yep.
And so it'll be pretty exciting. So we'll have a little bit more information next Sunday on them. They're going to figure out tomorrow. They're going to get a hold of the people working on their RV and see how that's going to be, if it's going to be done in time. And they'll bring the RV. And the RV would probably be the best way to go if you want to be involved with
that
flatheads, because you're there. Where he had told us, because it's actually the cat house. The cat house, Jeff, he's not on the night, which is kind of shocking. He's always on. He's the one that put this up and gave us this opportunity to help out our subscribers. And he really likes us. And so we want to give him a good job. And we're really kind of happy because one person tagged like 30 people in their tag. And I seen a lot of you kept coming back with other people and stuff. And one of the people just came on tonight with the very top of the comments here and wrote that he can't make it this year, but he sent it off to a lot of his buddies, and he's got some of them now that are going to come on down, which is kind of neat. And what they're trying to do is build this rally up bigger and bigger. You know, they say they've had 200,000 or 300,000. I don't think they've had 200,000 or 300,000, but it's very hard to keep track because what it used to be was it was in Eureka Springs, it was in Rogers, where the dealerships are at, and then it was over in Fayetteville. So there was no humanly way that anybody could have ever kept track of how many people there was there.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping it's going to be great weather, be some good riding there. We'll do a meet and greet. We'll probably have one maybe on that first Wednesday before everything kicks off.
No daughter, he says.
And because his won't start till Thursday, because the campground doesn't open till the 21st. So the 20th is when, which I don't know if you once we get you the information, you call them if they let you in a day or so. Or I have no idea. I don't know what it's all going on there.
Because you called first, so you're the one that won. Jody said, so Jason lost, but I won.
Yeah. And we were trying to get a hold of both, because when I was putting it, because I deleted it all once we found you, because I was just putting both things on there. Say, hey, anybody who knows these guys, track them down, tell them to give us a call. We need to talk to them. And so she ended up calling them through Messenger finally. And and then one person, I guess one of her relatives, Jody, she gave a phone number to her. And then she called us back right when she got out of work. Yeah. So So typically, it all worked out. Typically she probably won.
Yes.
Because he waited too long to call.
But it was just ironic. And that's what he said when he pulled the second name and looked at it again. And then he's like, they must have meant to win, because what were the chances of pulling a husband and wife? Because there was a couple husband and wives in there too. Jamie and Linda, I can't think of it. It starts with an H. They were both in it. So it would have been like pulling both of their names. I don't know. It was just.
I just thought that the chances of that, which it wasn't, I guess there was 30 or 40 names in there. So there's 1 in 40 chance that you would have pulled 2 of the same name. So the odds isn't that big. Yeah. But to me, we've never experienced that before. And because a lot of times we pull, because we usually think that one of our Rider X or somebody that XN biker, somebody that we really know a lot, would be the one that gets pulled. Well, we try to do it as fair as possible, that we pull the name out and it is who it is.
RV biker.
And so hopefully the people that win stuff, hopefully they stay around as subscribers. I know when we gave stuff away at Kathmandu 2 years ago, there was a lot of YouTubers there, and a lot of those YouTubers do watch us. Some of them, I don't know if they do or not, but they all, pretty much everybody
there were even some people that were sitting there. I didn't realize it. I thought they were there for the meet and greet. And I kept saying, do you guys have a ticket? And they're like, no, what, a ticket for what? And I said, to win. I said, we're going to be giving some stuff away. So pretty much everybody that came to the meet and greet had won something. And even those people, after I figured it out, they really weren't there to see us. They were just there.
Taking up space.
So they won some stuff too. I gave them a card and said, come to the Pating Nation. Come over to the other side.
Come over to the good side. So pretty neat. So the shop is pretty well getting done. The next step that I got to do, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow, is I got to get some 12-foot sheets. What do I need? 19 sheets?
19 sheets, yeah.
To do all the side walls and then the back wall. And then do the one side, because I could feel cold air when I was hooking that plug up, the 30-amp plug. When I pulled the insulation back, you could feel the cold air coming through the wall. So we need to put that wall up to kind of insulate that. And so we got to do all that. So that'll be, because all the wiring there is done. Only wiring I still need to do is all my overhead lighting, and we want to put some cameras outside. So
we're waiting to see if the guy that built our building will let us use his genie lift.
no,
I thought
the
that's
neighbor down the street, I'm going to ask.
Oh, he's got one?
Yeah, he's got two of them.
Well, he might let you. I thought you were going to ask.
No, maybe more I'm thinking.
Twiddledum.
He ain't going to let us use nothing. Guy down the road will.
We need to go talk to him too. And anyway.
So it is what it is. So we're getting really close to getting a lot of things done there. Emery HVAC, which I don't think he's on yet tonight.
I'm sure she will.
He's going to come out in October, and that is what might help too by us if we don't do the ride in October. Gives him another choice of coming out, and it's going to help me put in the big central air unit, flare all the fittings, and hook it all up. And
Ryder X says, I don't know why he didn't win. He stuffed the bowl with 100 names of his name in it.
Who did?
Ryder X. He wasn't out here. Congratulations to the winners. Everybody's saying congratulations.
I would have never, because I asked Emery HVAC. He said, I didn't win. And then this Ryder X, would you have came all the way over to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue if you would have won?
I don't think he put his name in. I didn't see it anywhere.
I didn't see it.
What was the drawing? RV Biker 18.
So here's what we did. We gave away. So what we're doing is we're going to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in about a little more than 30 days away. We're heading over to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
20 feet up.
And so what the Cat House in Eureka Springs said is, hey, I want to help you guys and get more people involved. I'm going to give you guys a giveaway. I'm going to buy a motel room.
No, he told us. He said, you pick whatever you want and I'll make it happen. So I chose.
Oh.
I said, well, how about if we give a stay either at the RV park or a motel and then 2 wristbands? He says, whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys want. You put it out there. Tell me what you need.
I need $1 million.
Wow.
Should have asked for that. But
and then you would have known. You would have known who would have won that, don't you?
That's what I said. I need $1 million. And so that's how it's all set up. So he's like, yeah, whatever you guys want, we'll do, and all that stuff. So we called him last week and talked to him and said, hey, what's the deadline on this? He said, as soon as possible. And they said, well, we'll go ahead and do the drawing Sunday, and we'll let him know Monday sometime, so that way he can get a motel room and get a campsite and all that kind of good stuff. So they were just waiting for them to make their phone calls on Monday, and then they can get back with us and let us know what they have, because they're both in Central Time Zone.
Yes.
Wisconsin and Eureka Springs. So pretty neat, pretty exciting. So things are moving along pretty good. I might do a video next week of the shop showing you what we have, because I got to go over there. I wasn't planning on working tomorrow, but I may go over there anyway and just kind of get it organized. I need to get all that wood stacked up. And
he told me I get to sleep in tomorrow. We've been getting up between 5 and 6 every morning.
It's cooler then. It's only 98 degrees.
Well, now it's not bad. I can stand the heat. I can't do the humidity. So today wasn't bad.
It was only 8% humidity.
Well, it was fine. The heat's fine. I don't like the humidity. I don't like to go outside and sweat like a pig. I feel like I just walked out of a shower. I don't like that. I can be hot. I don't want to be sweaty.
She's hot.
I don't like sweaty. Don't like sweaty. You should know that.
Oh. If anybody didn't know, she had just had a birthday on the 17th of August. It's all gone now.
All gone.
Yeah.
Got to wait another whole year. Somebody else is coming up in October.
I'm 3 years younger than her.
That's a bunch of BS.
What?
2 months and 2 weeks.
She rocked the cradle.
2 months and 2 weeks. And you would think I was 20 years older than him.
I don't know what to tell you.
I do. I can tell you something. I'm surprised Mike and Patsy didn't win. They could have had a honeymoon.
Yeah, we haven't heard from them. I don't think they were.
They were supposed to come up either this weekend or next weekend.
So because we got a bunch of their stuff, they had us haul home with them, and they got to come over and pick it up. So they don't.
98 degrees, but what's the humidity in Oklahoma?
Yeah. So today, when it was 115 degrees, it felt like 115 degrees. Our daughter was in Kansas the other day, and she said it was 98, and it felt like 105 or
105, yeah, something like that. Now, anybody that's part of the Pating Nation are winners, and your prize is us. How about that?
So we'll have a bunch of neat stuff that we're going to do in both places. We're not going to do any rides in Ocean City because we've got a car now. that we're going to be renting. And so we'll be using some public transportation. So we'll be down at the convention center, somewhere down there. We'll figure out where to do a meet and greet at. Maybe we'll do it at one of the trucks or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, because we're supposed to only be about a block away from the convention center. So we'll probably do something down there where the concerts and stuff are at. We don't really quite know where that's called. It's called the Inlet. So I don't really know where that's at yet. But no cars, vehicles are allowed other than motorcycles there. But they do have all this public transportation. If you got wristbands, it's all free.
24th.
So that should be pretty exciting. So we'll get you some great information about that. And like I say, we're going to talk to Chase, which is the promoter for, actually, he's the promoter for Ocean City. He does the concerts and all that there, and also the vendors at the convention center. And then he's also does all the vendors and Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue at Rogers at the dealerships. Probably the ones in Eureka Springs too, at the dealerships are probably his too. We'll find out. Yeah. But he doesn't do any of the concerts or nothing there. So he also does Panama City, does Galveston. He don't do Galveston. No. He does Panama City, Ocean City. There's something else.
Panama City, Ocean City, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
There was another one. Thunder Productions is his thing. So pretty exciting. Let's get to talk to him on Monday.
Myrtle Beach.
What?
I was thinking Myrtle Beach, but that's not him either.
Myrtle Beach is going to suck this year. Barefoot Landing is not going to have any vendors or nothing there. And you look at all this stuff, all these Facebook pages about Myrtle. You know, that's the bad thing about all of this is there's so many people that just make stuff up. It's kind of like we got into it with the Topless Tuesday. And so somebody just put on not on our Facebook pages group. I'm on a lot of different searches pages. And somebody just wrote, what can I expect? I've never been to Topless Tuesday. What can I expect? I said, very crowded, and they've ran out of beer in the past. And this girl that's a bartender just jumped all over me and just went on and on and on. And I'm like, she's like, it's the best place in the world. It's never crowded. It's never this. I don't know what the hell she's been doing. She's been behind the bar too much. I don't know what her issues were, but it's like, then they badmouthed us the whole time at the show, which was great because I gained about 300 subscribers that day. And I couldn't figure out why I got so many subscribers all of a sudden. I've only had one guy write me the letter that asked me, if you heard earlier, that they were telling me that I made money off their video. So does another 100 people that have been there. Prime Cut Pro, awesome documentary. They've been there as long as we've been there, since 2020. They make way more money than us. You can look at their videos right now. I just looked at one the other day. He's got 175,000 views. So he's probably, I wasn't on Topless Tuesday, but it was just a video. But I mean, he probably made, I don't know, a couple $1,000 off of that video. So did he give any money to the venues that he filmed at? No, nobody does. And it's called publicity. It's called advertising. Even bad publicity. There's just, like I say, all these people knew, which was a stupid moron, which I'm assuming is this Tom guy. Tom, I looked his name up the other day. I really want to, he used to own I ended up finding out he owned Castle Honda car dealership in Chicago. Well, the guy that puts it on, Topless Tuesday, he was telling me he owned the biggest one in the world. This is a little crap hole dealership. The people that bought it, which I forget who the name was, they tore it down and they moved to a different place and built a new building. So it's like, and then this moron for a while sold used junk cars for a while up there in Chicago. So I'm like, dude, you ain't nobody. You're just an old pervert guy that gives them money so he can pour water down people's shirts.
Terry said he rode his bike. Terry is the one that from Ecom Auction.
Yep.
He went 25 states on his bike. He just got back.
The one that you bought at the auction?
He didn't say.
Or his normal
It's
bike?
Indian. He's got Indian too.
Oh, that's what I said.
I don't know. I don't know which one it is.
I would imagine probably it's
my
Indian.
parents and my mom's dancing in the kitchen. There you go. I'm glad we made their day. So they just need to let us know. Tell them to call us. And if they're going to do the RV spot or the motel, we need to know by tomorrow morning so we can call them and let
as soon
them know.
as they can find out. Because we just want to pass it off to them just so there's not any problem because things are booking up quick down there too.
You can come down one night and see us. XAM Biker. That's my dream job. So we stayed all night at your house, right, Rex? So that was your prize.
Not everybody do we stay at people's houses.
Not really.
Very few. I'm one of them people that I'm not that kind of, I not normally would accept things like that. I'm uncomfortable in unsurrounding areas.
Unfamiliar.
Yeah, that's it.
That was Tuesday. Used to be fun before the crowds got too big. That's kind of what we said. And then, I mean, he speaks his mind. So that's all he said. He says it gets crowded and they've run out of
I didn't
beer.
even say what most people say. It's an S show because it's an S crap show. And people say that all the time that go there because it's so disorganized. And we tried to help the
Art
guy.
says he wants that job.
Which one?
To pour the water.
You get $3,000 is what he gives for that.
I'm sure Art would do that.
Right.
He rode the Indian, not 25 states all at once, but since I've been riding. Oh, okay. I thought you meant you just did a ride and went on 25 states. I was like, that was pretty cool. Me too, Bob. What was your stay comfortable? Yes, it was. It was very nice. Although we stayed up way too late because we only got like 2 hours of sleep that night because we got up at 5 the next morning. And we stayed up till about 2 o'clock and talked. So I guess we got 3 hours of sleep.
We did drive all day.
Yeah, but it was fine. I feel like Art. My brother is from another mother. We must seem to have a lot in common. There you go.
Yeah, you and Art would get along.
Yeah. Art gets along pretty much with anybody.
Yeah, he's a pretty easy-going guy. And he loves to ride bikes. And that's one of the reasons we've been adding to retire, because I know if he'd retire, me and him would do a lot of riding. We'd be like these 2-lane change or whatever these people are that are traveling all over the place on a bike. We would be doing that and still do Sturgis. Because like I say, this year probably will be, 2024 will be our last year of doing East Coast rallies, where we'll probably pull back after that. Unless something happens, they want to fly us down there or something like that again, then yes, we'll be okay with that. But other than that, it just isn't, which I did last year. And I'll probably do it again this year. During the fall rallies, I actually re-edited videos and put them back out.
There you go.
And 90% of the people thought, actually 99% of the people thought we were down there. And I never said that. I said it was revisiting Thunder Beach or whatever it was, the Valley, Daytona, whatever it was called. I took videos from the year before and put them down there because it still gives you the same good information. Hey, here's what's going on Main Street. Here's the places to go see, because all the bars down on Main Street are all back open again. The Doghouse they're leasing. The businesses down there, Dirty Harry's and all that stuff, and everything's going to stay exactly the same. So they're going to have the wet t-shirt contest. Everything is going to be going on down there. Hopefully it won't be the same old lady wins every contest again.
You don't even know if they're going to do it though.
I think they said everything's. She said everything's going to be the same.
Okay, I don't know.
They said nothing new. Not going to break something that works.
Sounds like a horror flick.
So. Yeah, it is what it is. And the bad thing about going out to Topless Tuesday, there's been so many people that have gotten killed on the road going out. The police are very strict out there. You can't even stop at the Montana sign and take an exit. There's a squad car sitting right there. Nope. They got cones up. No, you cannot stop. So if you decide, oh man, I want to do that, now you got to drive back another freaking 100 miles next time to go back and take a picture at the sign because they won't let you do it. And then when you leave at night at 5 o'clock, it is like a freaking zoo coming out of there. We don't really watch that much. Neil sent us a bunch of pictures of the bikes coming in this year. They're lined up. You know, they have anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 people probably show up to this event. They used to say it was 10, but they ain't no 10,000 people probably there. But it's very crowded. It's a very small place. The lady that owns the bar is a real B. She yelled at some of our veterans that went in there ahead of time. And
before the Topless Tuesday.
And kind of like, if you're not a local, get out of our bar. And so it was like, both of them are older, retired, were vets. One of them, actually, we don't think he's alive anymore. But, and they're like, I can't believe she was that rude to you. And then the guy that puts it on has to do all this work, and the lady that owns the bar could care less. And I don't think she pays taxes. I think because it's all cash deal. And a couple years ago, they put billboards up, and the lady freaked out. She said, I don't want anybody to know we're doing this. Everybody knows about it, but I guess the IRS doesn't know, or the state doesn't know that they're doing all this on that day. I guess I don't know. I don't know anything about it. We're done with it. We're not going to fool with them anymore. I don't need to. We get enough other footage that we can put out during the rally, and we weren't going to do it this year just because we were at the Buffalo Chip the whole time. And actually, there was a ride going on that day. Was
It was
it Rusty
Biker
Wallace?
Bells.
It was
Biker.
Rusty Wallace. It was Tuesday.
Biker Bells was Tuesday. Rusty Wallace was Wednesday. Wednesday's when you had the breakfast too.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, Tuesday was the breakfast. Because then why didn't I go to Topless Tuesday then? What was I doing? I didn't do the Biker Bells.
Well,
Mike did.
I know.
I think we said that the breakfast was on Tuesday.
It was. What did you do after you went to the breakfast?
I don't know.
Didn't you go to Spearfish with Mike and do Rusty
I'm just
Wallace?
telling you. I don't think the bikers. There was something going on because I would have covered the Biker Bells.
I think you were just done with it.
No, I would have covered the bike show. I was gone. That's what he said. I'll do the Biker Bells because you're going to be gone. So I was gone on Tuesday. I'll have to go back and look at the video and see what I filmed. Because you stayed there too. You didn't go with me.
No, I don't know where you were at. Hard telling. Hey, Daniel. You guys should start Topless Tuesday somewhere in Sturgis. That would really
But
make
you
good
can't
money.
because of
It's illegal.
because of the laws that are in South Dakota. You can't be topless. Now things happen in campgrounds and things like that, but then you can't do
You
it.
can't promote it.
Yeah, well, you couldn't do it at most of the campgrounds because you have to pay for a membership to get into those campgrounds. Yeah,
Camping pass.
and so if you're at Buffalo Chip or you're at Glencoe, you just that would be the issue. That would be you couldn't get the general public in. So the difference with Montana is it is legal to be topless in Montana. There's no ordinance against that. So there's a few states that are like that. So you can have it at a public place and get away with it. I tried to talk this guy into what I wanted to do was we were going to help him 2 or 3 years ago doing this. We were going to go rent a lot someplace else. And I was going to get him, instead of having this pervert pay to pour water on the girls, we were going to get sponsors, Law Tiger, Progressive, to have 5,000 to 10,000 people come in that day. I said, maybe we could even get the lot overnight where we could do a camp over. People could bring tents out the night before and have fun or the night after. That way people wouldn't be so many drunk people get killed on the way home. So he was all for this. Well, then he talked to this Tom guy that has nothing to do with it. And he blew all up about it.
Money for it.
Yeah. And so we were going to help him. Tam was going to help with the girls. And all we wanted was the footage of it. And we were going to stop everybody because that's what had happened. The guy that was running Topless Tuesday, what's his name? Steve, he contacted us and said on the phone and said, I'm tired of everybody making all this money, and I'm not making nothing on these videos. And I said, well, we could do something with that. We could sell a DVD the next year. We could put it on YouTube or put it on a streaming network someplace. We could build a website for it, whatever you want. Get Ryder X to build us a website, whatever we could do. And he's like, okay, yeah. I said, well, then what you do is we stop everybody from filming. You could take pictures, but no filming. And so we were going to get 3 professional judges. At that time, we were talking to Horny Mike from Counts Custom, and we had a couple other guys that we were going to have come up and be the guest judges. And we just give them free beer or whatever for doing it. And most of them we had already talked to said, yeah, I'll come out there and do that. It'd be a lot of fun. So we kind of had that set all up, and then ends up being that this Tom guy threw this big old fit about it, which the guy doesn't show up till like 2 days before the thing, comes there, doesn't even own a motorcycle or nothing, pours the water on the girls, and he walks away. And he's gone. He doesn't help the guy set up, doesn't help the guy tear down. He doesn't do anything. But he does give him money. That's how it started. He gave him $3,000. They used to pass a hat to get the money to give the girls. That takes a lot of time to count the money up and divide it and figure that. So this guy one year, I guess 3 or 4 years ago, came up to him and said, I'll give you $3,000 cash if I can pour the water on the girls. So, and he's like, well, heck yeah, I don't care. So he's got an announcer up there, another guy that announces, which the announcer guy is really crude and rude too. He makes, if the girls are a little heavy set, he'll call them a pig or an oinker, or he was making all kinds of remarks about different girls, which if she would have been up there, that guy would have got a beating on the back of the stage afterwards. There would have been no ifs, ands, and buts to be calling people names and stuff. And we had it all filmed. Well, the poor guy that puts it on Steve never gets to see what goes on because he's running around all the time, trying to get the beer, and all this stuff going on. So then the Tom said, forget it. I don't want to do it. And so we'd already been out a couple of times talking to Steve out there at the bar as he's getting ready and stuff. He says, I want you to go ahead and film it. If nothing else, I will pay you for the footage. And I'm like, okay, that'll work. We can do that. And he says, don't say anything to Tom about nothing anymore. And I'm like, that's fine with me. So we put it on, this is 2 years ago, put it on the table. We film it. Everybody still cameras. I got all the camera up. If you watch my Patreon footage, you'll see phones sticking up in front of me and all this. So nothing changed. And so
the funny thing is, we told them 2 things they need to do is quit letting people film, because you're not going to be able to make anything on it if everybody's already got film of it. And 2, to get judges. And what did they do this year? They made everybody quit filming, and they got judges.
And badmouth us all the way through it and said that we were the ones that ruined it for everybody and this and that. And they don't realize that Steve, if he had any balls, the guy that actually puts it on, he should have told that Tom, because he's the guy that ran his mouth the whole time about us. He should have said, dude, these people have been screwing me. Everybody here is making money off of me. So what ended up happening was, when that was over, I went up to Steve after everybody was gone, and I said, okay, how do you want to do this? Do you want me to edit the footage for you, or do you want me to give you just the raw footage? And he says, well, let me count my money up and I'll get back with you guys. And I'm like, okay. So about a week later, I haven't heard from him. So Sturgis is over. We're back home. I pick the phone up and I call him and I'm like, Steve, what do you want to do? He says, I really don't have any money to pay you. I said, what do you want to do? Can you just give me it? I'm like, no, dude, I was there at 7 o'clock in the morning and spent till 7 o'clock at night. And I filmed all this. I'm not giving nothing away for free. And he's like, well, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, screw that. I'm going to throw it on Patreon. So I made a couple $100 off of Patreon. I made more off the video I made, the opening video, than I did off of what I made off of Patreon that year. Off of that, because I have $300 worth of people right now, and we're barely putting any videos out. I put a few out, but there's not any wet teas or anything on there right now because we got screwed in Daytona. They didn't have it, and so we got to wait for. Hopefully, Mike's barbecue should be good. And
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach screwed us, and well, Daytona did too, because one of the girls ended up flashing, and
they cut it down.
The announcer, Cowboy or whatever his name is, he took the brunt and he got fired. But then from that on, the rest of the week, they had no more Topless Tuesday down at Dirty Harry's. So it kind of screwed up all that. So it is. So us with Topless Tuesday, we really don't care. After this, I'm going to do a highlight video because I do have some pictures that people have been sending me. And we're going to post a video on Patreon that will show those pictures and stuff like that. But after that, that will be the end of us talking about Topless Tuesday. We really don't care what happens to them. I've already checked some legal stuff, and they don't really know what's going on. And we could put a close to it tomorrow. Well, a week from now. But I'm not that kind of guy to screw with them. Hopefully one day, Tom, if you're watching, we'll bump into you somewhere. Maybe I'll stop by Chicago. I think I've narrowed down his address. Wonderful thing about YouTube, or not YouTube, but the internet today. All you got to do is know, once I found out where the guy factory or his dealership was at, it wasn't very hard to narrow him down. He's 70 years old, I think, I believe what his age is. I got his phone number. I got his address. I got it all. So maybe next time going to Chicago, I'll stop by and have a little chat with you.
Harley Frank's on. I never did get to say goodbye to you. You guys were just up and gone one day. To let everyone know, late to the show, I made it through Sturgis and Florida visit, finally home. All right, Harley Frank. Because that's what I said. All of a sudden, it was like his truck and everything's gone. I think they left. So I don't know what day you left, but all of a sudden he was gone. I know.
So after the holiday, Tuesday, because I guess this weekend's coming up is the Labor Day, right? So next Tuesday, we should be able to announce where we're staying in Sturgis at. There will be some campsites, very limited, 4 to 6, maybe more. We'll see what we can squeeze out. But you'll have to book them pretty quickly to get them in. They still have a few cabins open, so we'll be able to give you the idea about cabins. We will have a meet and greet at this campground. We'll have some other events that'll be going on at that campground, but we'll be out and about. But we'll arrive there already on June 24th. This campground is actually open from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Actually, they open before Memorial Day, and they close after Labor Day. And so it's a campground that you can actually come earlier if you want.
Mike's finally on.
And so, Mike, are you guys coming out this weekend? We are not going anywhere. So we're here. And
there are cabins there, right, Rex?
Yes.
But they don't have bathrooms.
No, they don't have bathrooms in them. The bathrooms are pretty clean.
Do you know what this Friday is?
April Fool's Day.
Nope. Try again.
Pudding
Cabins. Woohoo.
I have no idea. What is it? What's the date?
If I tell you the date, then you'll know. September 1st.
I don't know.
You
I've been married
guys
45 freaking years.
No,
44.
44.
You say, I know, she don't. Usually I always tell her, it's 44 years. What? Are you sure? We're together for 45. Well, we didn't live together. We were in high school. Dated. I've been dated. I was the only senior in high school, probably, that was
engaged his
to be
whole
married.
senior year.
Only time I ever got A's in school. Because ever since I was in kindergarten, I chased girls. A lot of them. So that was my main day. I did play sports, played basketball. I ran track one year, played basketball. Then I found more about girls and found out, you do a lot more fun with them girls than run around in that football field. Not for me. I was on a bowling league too in high school.
You were married before I was born. No, you weren't.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's only 2 years older than us, or younger than us. I think he was born in 70. I think
he's just trying to be funny.
I don't know. Now I got to think about it. I got to think how old he is. So Neil wants to know, you're going back to Kathmandu. Write it down. 45 years. How has Tam survived? 46 years.
You don't even know.
46 years.
You don't even know what I've had to put up with.
So he says.
Yeah. There's not very many people. If you knew all the things that with her disability alone, we've been dealing with that for close to 30 years.
Since 93.
And for 10 years, I had no freaking idea what was wrong with her.
They kept telling him I was nuts.
Yeah. Need to put her in a psychic ward.
They tried.
And we kept telling them, nope, there's got to be a cure somewhere.
That's what he said. Just kidding.
Most people couldn't afford her. What do you need? What do you want?
Okay. Do I have all kinds of fancy diamonds and jewelries? And do I get all this expensive perfume? And
you don't like that. You got an expensive diamond ring. We original first ring we paid like
$320 for all three of our rings.
Took us 6 months to pay it off.
And then I got a new diamond.
Because you lost it.
Well, it fell out. This one fell out too, but I found it.
It was in her pocket. If I'd lost that, that was an expensive one. It's a bigger one.
But yeah, I am not high maintenance.
No, you're not high maintenance, but you've cost a lot of money.
And you haven't.
I'm just a poor white boy.
No comment. I
But you
laid
didn't
my
answer the
bike
question.
down twice.
Is there anything that you want?
You guys, a total of 6 times I laid down all the slow speed. No damage to my Sturgis trip. My last 7th time going, pulling it into my driveway. Poor John. He's the one that rode a Sportster all the way from Texas all the way up to Sturgis. And he bought a bigger bike. Do you remember what it was? Was it a Road King? Road Glide?
Yeah, I think it was a heavier bike. It wasn't a Heritage.
But see, that's why I didn't like my Street Glide. To me, it was top heavy. And he had dropped it a couple of times, but it's always when you're stopped and you just go.
Well, you just lose balance. You just can't hold it.
Yeah,
so
because once
if you want to keep that bike, what you need to do is go out and go to a gym and work your legs up. Get your legs really, really strong, and you won't have that issue.
I don't know. It was just.
Or get you'd have been better off with like a Heritage. A Heritage would be a little bit better bike. Anything that was a soft tail would have been a better choice. The new CVOs are 31 pounds lighter, which really makes a big difference. I couldn't feel the difference in those when I rode it.
You need a trike. I don't know.
No, you're right. Don't try.
No, that's what. No, they're telling John that or Lifer Nave 33. Remind me not to ride anywhere close to. It really wasn't his fault. And one time was in rocks. So when you put your feet down and your foot slides.
And we've had a lot of that. We used to ride with a lot of women when we had our hog group that we started riding with. We had a lot of girls, and they'd go through a field. They'd be going too slow or something, and they would drop the bike like we were going to a bike event or something like that. And so we had a lot of people. This bike I've never dropped. My other 2 bikes, I've dropped both. One of them was actually at the old full throttle, and that got screwed up because we pulled into a parking spot, had my kickstand down, and the guy goes, pull up. I just want you to pull up one more. And I'm like, okay. Well, the kickstand had went up. And so then when we went to put the bike down, we both went, and then I dropped it one time helping her. She had pulled up with her Sportster, and she started leaning. I was still on my bike. I went to grab her bike, and we both went. And so, yeah, but this bike here, so far, knock on wood, I have never dropped it anywhere. It's fell in the trailer, but not because of me.
Yeah. It's got some dents and dings now where it never had before.
No.
Probably just from being in the trailer.
I have to get a hold of Advent Black to get us a whole new glue-on parts to stick on the bike.
I'd rather get those carbon fiber ones and have Paul paint them. Frank said he bugged out early. Chit show.
Talking about that fine show.
Yeah.
And it was great to go
There's
there. I'm
Bill.
glad we spent 3 years to kind of see it.
Cool. Where'd you go?
But I mean, there's so much great riding to do in Sturgis and things to see. And if that's the only time you're ever going to see a boob is seeing it there, you're kind of sad. But I don't know. It is what it is. And I guess it's been going on about 13 years or something.
We won't go there. Drama. Sorry, brother. Love you too. Thanks, Jeff.
So did Mike say they're coming out or they're not coming out?
He didn't say. Mike, were you guys thinking about coming out this weekend or next weekend? Because I guess we're not going to go to California. So you can come
And after
whenever
that,
you
we're going
want.
to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks. And then we'll be home some of October.
Art said last time he dropped his bike, he had to replace the exhaust system.
Hmm.
We need to go back to Freedom Exhaust. The tips, the chrome's all coming off.
Yeah, I got to call them. I was going to call them while I was in Sturgis because if they weren't going to warranty it, then I was going to badmouth them because they used to always say they were lifetime warranty. But we had another person that wrote me that the chrome was coming off their shields. And when they got a hold of them, they told them, sorry, they don't warranty the shields. And they were so far behind on production, they couldn't give them any shields, even if you wanted to buy the shield. I'm like, that's kind of weird. So that was right after I found out we just could clean the bike, and she came back and said, "Oh, the chrome's all coming off of them."
Well, I didn't know what it was. I'm like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Geez, it's the chrome's all peeling off." And Neil said he got knocked off of his bike trying to get into the chip. I guess they wouldn't let some guy in that was in front of him on the golf cart because I guess he didn't have his wristband on. And the guy got mad and threw it in reverse and
plowed into him.
Knocked him off his bike. That's what he said. He bent his front fender and scratched his bike.
The guy took
and he
off
got
his golf cart.
Banged up too. Neil did.
Sometimes it's not
how
your
you
fault.
doing? Don't let the man get you down.
Which it is. It's we haven't really talked. I've had a lot of people ask about what happened at Topless Tuesday. Why weren't we there?
Ask
all this
Neil.
kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, Neil was there, and he said it was kind of a crapshoot. It was muddy in the parking lot trying to get in. The traffic's bad. It's the same thing that always happens there. And if you're not there by 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be so freaking far back you can't see nothing anyway. So you're really not, you do see people walking around that are, they're painted up or they might be topless or whatever, and that's you get a little jolly of that. That's going to be your jolly. But you can also walk around Sturgis. You can go hang out. You can spend a lot less time if you're already staying there. Go pay $25 to go to Glencoe on Friday or Saturday night, and you'll see 100 times more than that. And you might even get lucky, if you know what I'm talking about.
So, if you rent a golf cart, do you have to buy their insurance? Ryder X says, if you have a golf cart, do you need insurance? And I said yes, but I don't know if you rent one.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. If you're running the golf cart around the campground, you don't need no insurance.
We've been to places where they make us show their insurance.
Buffalo Chip does not.
Well, he's just saying in general.
Depends on what you're going to do.
Probably because that guy hit Neil. Would he have had insurance?
It depends if he had license plates on it or not. So if we don't have license plates on our golf cart, we don't need insurance. You have to have liability insurance to have license plates.
It was a drunk. He said.
So with us, we have full coverage on the golf cart. It's only $67 for the whole freaking year to have insurance on the golf cart. But you can't turn it up. You can't make it go faster. So, but I mean, typically, if you're riding around in the campground, because we talked to somebody there, they paid $500 to rent their golf cart I don't know for how long, but he was a subscriber. And that was the total price, $500 to rent it for the whole time they were at the rally. So, but there you're not taking the golf cart out on the street because there's no plates on any of those. They were all gas ones. So you could go up there and get gas at the gas station at the top of the hill.
Anytime, Dad.
And keep it all filled up.
You can ask some of these guys. Ask Mike or ask Ryder X or Neil. He said we seem like we'd be fun to hang out with. He hopes to meet us all someday.
Depends on what kind of mood we're in. It just depends on what we're busy with doing. This time we did, which we have. This whole year we've spent really way too much time socializing with subscribers, which is not so much that we meant to, but we spent too much time sitting down with people. Like there's a couple people we sat down with. Well, we actually sat down with Jeff from the Cat House in Daytona. He took us out to breakfast. We were there 3 hours.
Yeah, we got there at 9. I think we left at noon.
And which was way too much time that we spent. You know, we got behind, and we've done that before. Because
most time it's usually at least 2 hours.
We usually just sit down and we start talking, and people are asking us questions and stuff like that. And next thing you look at your watch, and it's like, holy crap, we've been here 2 hours. We need to get moving. And so we've done that, especially in Daytona. We did a lot of that. Sturgis wasn't quite as bad, but we always love meeting everybody. We have no problem with meeting you and saying hi, or do you want to go out to dinner, or go out to have breakfast, or whatever like that. We usually try to find time to do that.
Send it by email. Kane's here. TDY. Dinner time. Who's Kane?
Raising Cane.
Oh. Yeah, that's not far from your house now, is it? Having a golf cart in the Buffalo Chip is its own unique set of problems. You might run out of gas.
You gotta put gas on it. She kept asking me, "Is there gas in the golf cart?"
Well, because he's.
I never ran out of gas.
I know, but and he says I never put gas in nothing, but he doesn't look at it. And we've driving all around. I'm driving all around. He doesn't know how much I'm driving.
I just left the seat up and look at the tank. It still had this much gas in it. I said, "We're fine." Well, I'll put, and then I filled it up again. It's probably still got to have a tank in it.
Anyway,
it's good gas mileage. I don't know what it gets,
but we like you.
Ours got plates on it, so we can drive on the street with ours as long as it. Like if we take it to Daytona, you can ride on different streets with it. Panama City, you can take it down on the beach and stuff, and take it down there. Most roads that are 35 and under, you can drive a golf cart on, especially in Florida. And cities have different things. California, Costa Mesa, I think they allow golf carts, and Huntington Beach allows golf carts on the side streets and stuff. And
I think she's gone.
Who?
Kinderkitten said, Harley Frank, what happened to Kim? But that's I think why they left early. They weren't seeing eye to eye, I guess. That's what he said. It was nice hanging out with you guys. Yep, Neil too. The video probably is too big for an email. Text me, Neil, and I can help you upload it to my Dropbox account and then to Bob and Tam's.
I have a Dropbox.
Can't he send it to I sent him the email that has our Dropbox. Can he send it through that? He doesn't have to have a Dropbox, does he? To send it to us? I thought it was your Gmail account.
No, it's not. I Googled it. I checked it.
Because the last time I sent somebody, I thought it was.
I Googled it.
All
I
right,
typed in under the email which one was sending it, and it's my regular
Day 3.
email, my personal email.
I think they shorted us. Mike said he thinks they shorted him. It's gas. You should look at it when you stand.
Yeah, they don't tell you that they're full. Well, there's no gas gauge on a golf cart. At least golf carts I've seen never had gas gauges on them.
Oh, sorry, Papa. He said he saw us at the Chip, but we were busy running around after the live. All right, they're talking.
Usually we're on
waiting for the winner. Jeff, were you not on when we told you who the winner was? Well, the real winner, please stand up. There's Crap on Cracker. Bender Kitten got to meet Crap on Cracker. How about that? She wanted to meet him, so they got to meet.
I think it's just because of the names.
Probably. I'm difficult to live with.
Because I haven't been able to find Fender Kitten. I haven't been able to find she did an intro, and I haven't ran into that either. Because my video tomorrow afternoon is some of the women, first part of the women of Sturgis. Girls that we shot as we were just sitting there eating, and girls that talk to us, and waitresses and all this stuff. So that video is coming out tomorrow. I think it's only like 8 minutes long. And then I'll have probably part 2 on Tuesday to show you some of that. We been putting on some of Patreon. We've been putting some of the bikini contest that they had at the Chip. I have one more version to put up, and I'll have to see what else I still got.
My phone is goofy, so I couldn't get it to that. Neil and his electronics. I'm getting old. Are you set in your ways there, Harley Frank? There's Chip. Saw you at Black Hills one day at the picnic table. You guys looked very busy, so we decided to leave you alone. Love there so much. I brought the house to wrap it and renting it in January and moving. There you go. How about that, Chip? If it was when he was trying to get
we did a live from there,
but you were having some issues.
It wasn't working.
Yeah. So that was probably a good move. You didn't sit down.
Could have sat down and talked to you.
Yeah. Isn't it truth or consequences? Yes. Getting old sucks. Yes, it does. Let me tell you. He's so excited. I know I would. Well, I don't like snow. I don't like cold. So yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to live up there or move up there.
Where?
To Sturgis.
Oh,
How do I have two lit up at the same
I
time?
don't know.
Oh, we got a super sticker. Thank you, Dad. $3. Thank you, thank you, thank
Oh, is
you.
that what
Right
that
there.
is? Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. We appreciate that.
Should have came up colored instead of being blue.
Maybe that, I don't know.
Unless he picked blue.
Might have been. Is that you?
Yeah.
He's making the chair squeak. It sounds like the clock ticking. And the clock still does not work. Rex wants to know if we can stay at your house then. If you're renting a house.
Well, we thought it was Fender Kitten. We were going to be able to have a house that we could stay at. We thought we'd put Charlie there. Then we found out they just bought it as a rental and it's a triplex or something. And they rent out the house. They have no intentions of ever staying in the house. I thought that's the reason they bought the house was so they'd have their own property and they could down then we could put the trailer out in front of their yard and all that. Well, I could still put the trailer in the front yard. It's a rental property. They don't care. But it wasn't what I thought. I just assumed, I don't know.
I don't know what we thought either. Yeah.
I guess we didn't realize that they already had property in California that they rented out.
I already did that, I guess. The rental agreement for the golf cart should come with insurance, like when you rent a U-Haul. Okay. Got to pay extra for it, probably. We read your body language. Yeah, can we stay at your house? Everybody wants to know. You should have never said that, Chip. When did you rob the cradle, Tam? 1977. So we started dating.
Doing the wild thing.
That was a year later.
No, it wasn't a year later.
But I don't know. That's another whole story too.
That's a whole thing that maybe someday we'll put it on Patreon and we'll tell our story about how we met. It's very, because like I say, when we go down to Florida, who do I go see it to see?
Sue.
And who is she?
Your old girlfriend.
We just talked to her on the phone today.
That's what Van X Biker said at 3-hour breakfast when he met with us.
There you go. By the way, we drove all the way there just for that too. It wasn't like we weren't really filming anything. We did film some stuff down there in Red Bud.
Yeah, we did.
That gas station was really cool down there. That old
and
gas
he used
station.
to work there, so he wanted to go by that place. We finally figured out where it was at. Place for a rally, but just got married there and can't wait to go back. That was in Smoky Mountains. Yeah, the Smoky Mountains are pretty. You guys are going to Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. We'll meet you there. Do you guys have our number? Here. Email us, Julie and Jay. Oh, now I got to find out where I'm at. Julie and Jay. Okay, there's Chip again. Camping is a possibility. It's a good size and on a cul-de-sac. There you go. That would work. Everyone at Bob and Tam's Lakeside was awesome. Thanks for the great time. You're welcome, Harley Frank. Yeah. We got to do the Bob and Tam Excellent Bitches house at Sturgis. Wire it up like it's a reality show.
I don't know if we can afford to stay at the Sturgis house, all of us. I would have to call her and ask her what the total price to rent that whole house is. It's probably close to $10,000.
Yeah. Mercy. Funny. Doing the wild thing. That's the year I shipped out to the military.
Yeah, that's all right. Yep.
We got married in 79.
Yeah.
Bob and Tam's Excellent Images can vouch for that. I'm a semi-reputable guy. No promises, though. Elvis days. No, he died. Oh, he died in 78. He died the day before my birthday, and he was born on my mom's birthday. Elvis. I actually had a reality company call me. 10 acres off the 37 for $99. Wow. It's doable. 10 acres off 37 exit.
In Sturgis, somebody.
Some realtor here.
I was going to say, it wasn't a reality show. That's what I was thinking.
We're talking reality shows, so that's
He already told me that.
No, it was Jason and Jody Newberger. That's who won the Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue giveaway. Hey, they all have to get in the woods. Moose calling.
They're not swimming?
He said he didn't send me a picture of the moose. He said I sent you some pictures. I said all I got is a picture of a moose. Did you get him? And he said I didn't send no picture of a moose.
I know moose he's seen. I said it was the one that was going down the water. Had its head out and he was swimming.
This was a perfectly picture of a moose.
And you got a picture of a moose?
Yes.
From who?
From Neil.
I didn't see no moose in those pictures.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I don't know if it was on this one. Where's Neil? No, it must not have been this one. Must have been this one.
Well, you need to finish up your conversation. You're lagging behind. Can't blame it on me.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Thumper's on. Getting my wheels tuning. Boo. Hope you did so Knuckle would meet us there. I don't know. Oh, because they probably wanted to see him there. You still might come out for a day or two. You'll have to let us know, XM Biker. Good luck, Neil. I am way behind.
I told you.
That's right. Ever since. There you go.
So the garage is coming along. We'll, if anybody's
Bye,
got
Neil.
any, not too older bikes, if you got anything sitting around, Sportsters, Softails, Heritage, things like that, the bikes we're going to start fixing up for the veterans. Probably won't get into that till maybe November, December. We'll see how everything goes. We still don't have a lift yet. Found one, but it's $2,500 and just not quite in the budget right now. And so still haven't done anything with that yet, but I don't have a bike yet to start working on, so we don't have to worry about that.
Steven's on.
There you go.
Never told me the other Uncle Steve, do you know what's good about getting old? I said, nope, it doesn't last very long. That's not funny. No, when I get up for a while, call me whenever. Okay, they're talking. 79 was a good year for us too. 9/7/79. Hey, Randall, ours is 9/1/79. I wanted to get married 9/9/79, but it was like on a Tuesday. But what we should have did is got married at the Justice of the Peace on 9/9/79, and then had the reception that weekend. But I was only barely 18 years old, so we didn't do that. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. Were there moose in Sturgis? I didn't see any moose. I saw some elks. BBB, good stuff. Okay, ZZ Twin Cam, are you going to be down there too? I mean, I go to Flatheads due to the wristbands. I know, they're kind of expensive too. Good night, Bill. Thanks, Ryder X. We'll be back at dark. You can go back. I'll be tomorrow. Try tomorrow. So they're talking to each other. Leslie, we might stay there. We'll be at Eureka Springs a lot. We'll be at the Cat House. So we'll be there. We can meet up there or wherever you guys want to. Bob Barker made it to 99. If he would have lived 3 more months, he would have made it to 100. His birthday was in December 12th.
Just like your grandma.
Yeah. My grandma had just turned 99 in February, and then she died in March. So she had another 11 months to go. Bob Barker only had 3 more months. Shotgun.
So we're actually not where we're staying at Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue is we're staying down by Table Rock Lake. So we have a condo down there that we're going to be staying in. So we're not staying at Flathead. So we're not actually staying there. So we're only going to be showing up there for some of the events, film some of the stuff that's going on. We'll be at the Cat House a lot. We'll be over to the dealership, and then everything in between will be out there. So once we get there on Monday, Tuesday, we'll have a better idea of our schedule, and we'll pass that along to all of you that are there. Those that aren't there, don't matter. You'll have to just watch the videos and see what's going on. So we'll have a video come out pretty much when we get there. It probably won't be, 79. I don't know if we'll do a live on Sunday because I think we're flying in on Sunday, aren't we?
We're flying in Sunday.
What time do we get there?
We leave there at 12, so I'm assuming we'd be there before 3, around 3.
So it just depends. We may not, that Sunday, we may not have a live, which that's way down the road. So we'll let you know then. But then on Monday, we'll have, so starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of that week, there'll be a video coming out all on Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. Same thing with Ocean City. Now, Ocean City, we do not get there till Wednesday of the show. So it starts on Wednesday. We're there on Wednesday. So everything, we don't have anything set up there with the city. We don't know any contacts there. So we probably won't be doing anything other than talking to Chase about what's going on and stuff like that. So we'll be the Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue will be very similar to what we normally do in Sturgis, where we get to talk to the police chiefs. We're actually going to have 2 of them on. We'll get to talk to the cities on both on Eureka Springs and in Rogers. We'll be talking to the dealership. And so we'll have a lot of really great information to you guys to where if you're not thinking about going this year, you ought to put it down in your calendar for next year. We'll probably go back next year again. They may invite us back again. We may go back on our own. But next year we're going to try to do, after 2024 is over, 2025, we're going to try to hit more local rallies in our area, some of the smaller ones, and see where it goes from there. Probably doing more stuff on our in the shop, start doing the veteran bikes and stuff like that. We're going to go to some of the auctions and stuff. Some of you may have seen Copart. There's a couple guys already do videos on them. I've already been looking at some bikes. Actually, there was one the other day, but it was a pretty new bike, and it really wasn't a bad price. But it was in Las Vegas, to where in Arizona here, I can buy it. I don't need a dealer license to go to an auction and buy it. But if I go to Vegas, I have to pay somebody to buy it for me. And then I got to pay the taxes and all that to get it over here. So that's a little pain in the butt. So, oh no. So that, any other questions?
No, we're all cut
the
up.
Road.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Rolling.
Congratulations to Jason and Jody Newberger. We'll see them down Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. And if any of you are going, we'll see you down there. If you're going to Ocean City, we'll see you out there. Don't forget to contact us to give us your information if we don't have it. And we'll see you there wherever we're at on the next rally on the road. Come by and see us here in Arizona. We'll be here.
And I was going to get a new dog today, and she wouldn't let me get him. We're going to call him Bones. It was a Halloween dog.
At Home Depot.
I said, there's Bones. That's a dog we could take care of because we didn't have to worry about feeding him, anything else. He could just ride along with us. Strap him on the back of the bike. Bones.
It wouldn't be the same. Anyway, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
What's your last 3 comments? What's for dinner? I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Oh my gosh. He just says bye-bye. Rowan says, have fun, you guys. Joe says, good night, John Boy.
Good night,
Later. There's
9
millimeter James. I think he's on Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. Bye. There's Clint. He was on. Miss Finger says bye. Ryder X says good night. Mr. and Mrs. Thumper says good night. Good show, Bob and Tam. Thanks. And Jeff says, Doghouse Bob. Bye. Are you ready? I can do it.
I can just do it up here. It's easier to get the main one off. Hope you got some more comments came in.
Hey. His name is Metric and not Imperial. Later. We'll have to tell you how we got Vegas's name too. Whoops. Later.
One more.
Well, Neil said he was already gone. I left and you all shut down. I didn't know that it was that powerful. Maybe I'll see a moose tonight. Good luck, Neil. Good night.